Here we go. Check 1 2.
Here we go. Check 1 2.
Okay, sound is all right. I was saying, if you are considering yourself an African, if you consider yourself an African, you are a direct descendant of African indigenous people. You are most definitely welcome to this chat. This is a Pan Africanist podcast where we advocate for one Africa, one land. We advocate for one Africa, one language. We advocate for one Africa, one president, one Africa with 54 villages and one leader, one Africa that speaks in one language, that speaks in one voice. We advocate for an Africa that has a single currency. We advocate for an Africa that has a single army that is spread amongst the 54 villages of Africa, or you can say the 54 regions of Africa, or you can say the 54 states of Africa. We advocate for those type of things. So if those are your type of things, you like to see Africa united, you are most definitely welcome in this live chat. Today we'll be speaking about Julius Malema. I don't want to say versus Jacob Zuma, but I want to say Julius and Malema and Jacob Zuma, who would best suit us? Just to check that we don't have haters on the live, because I'm not here for haters. I'm not here for Caucasian people who are coming here to insult us, as they always do every chat. Make sure that you click the button. If indeed you're an African, click a button. Please click the like button. And also, you can kindly just comment where you are watching us from so I can give you a shout out. I would appreciate it very much today. I don't feel like recording other news today. I'm just gonna go live. So we've got time. We've got time. We've got time. Let me tell my queen to bring my watch so that I don't interfere. From Lesotho. You know what? Lesotho plays a very important role in terms of supplying South Africa with water. Gauteng is the most populated province in South Africa, and Lesotho provides 70% of the water in South Africa. Let me get some more light for you guys. Let's get a little bit more light for you guys. So Singapore is on, like that guy says. Thank you so much, Lesotho, for coming in. What do they call Lesotho again? What is Lesotho's nickname? The place with the many mountains, or the mountain. What do they call Lesotho again? I always watch you and follow you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it so much. What is the nickname of your country again? Letsima. What is your the nickname? No, the country with the mountain kingdom. Then the mountain kingdom is Lesotho, and I think Tanzania is the land of the many valleys. I'm not sure which one has got more valleys, but obviously Tanzania being more a little bit bigger in terms of landscape than Lesotho, but they call Lesotho mountain valleys. I'm so jealous that you guys continuously get what you call snow each and every year without fail, while we are suffering in the heat here in the Northern Cape. Oh, it's very hot in the Northern Cape. Thank you so much, guys. Let's hear anyone else. Where are you watching the king from? Am I audible? Am I visible? Am I audible? And am I visible? Can you guys hear me? Hello, friend PL. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are most welcome. Only African people I'm here to chat with. If you're not African, you're gonna get blocked very quickly. Very quickly. I'm Mukwape watching you from Palaborwa in Limpopo. Thank you so much. Jiminston is also in the house. Willard Tsoka is here in Johannesburg. I've got a soft spot for Jiminston because my father worked there for many years before his untimely death. So Jiminston, I've got a very soft spot. Whenever I hear the word Jiminston, I just remember my father who slaved. I call work slave anyway. I call work slave. I call work slave because I think it is just wrong that a person must work for years and years just to get a retirement package of 2 million. For me, that is wrong. That is wrong. Bro, you said the N word. Which N word? Nigger. Which N word? Which N word did I say, my queen? Heron Tate Kagiso, I am watching you from Northwest Province, Potchefstroom. Yo! Hi, Kona. Hi, Potchefstroom. In Albat Pabantle, but from Dim. Hello, Devon is also in the house. KZN is always in the house. Devon is in the house. Thank you. And Northeast. Is that the N word, Northeast? Yes, so Devon is in the house. So I think, hey guys, I think our educational system has robbed us clear audience and visible, clearly audible and visible. Thank you so much. I liked it. I liked it. It's funny enough, this is an old phone that I'm using. When I use my new phone, the P60 Pro that I bought so expensive, that YouTube bought me so expensive, it doesn't give me clear audio. As we're still waiting for the other members of the Pan Africanist podcast, I'm going to start now. Good evening, boss. Watching you from Zambia. Thank you so much. But I'm in South Africa, Malawi. I'm in South Africa, Malema. In good for South Africa. Malema, yeah, I mean, Malema is good for South Africa. I saw that in the vision. My vision has never deceived me. Hallelujah. Thank you so much, man of God. Pearl is also in the house, King. Pearl, welcome, 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 my queen. Welcome so much. Welcome so much. We're going to definitely be speaking about the pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages of having either Malema or Tate Jacob Zuma as one of our president or as the next president of the country. The pros and cons, ladies and gentlemen. I am not going to compare the two political parties. I'm just going to speak about the two individuals. I'm just going to speak about the two individuals, their mannerisms, their behavior, and Mashawa Tembisi is in the house. You guys just had barking the EFF there. Love Mambisa so much. I love Mambisa also. A lot of cousins, a lot of family in Mambisa. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, don't forget to click the like button. It's important. There's 3 dots on my name, somewhere next to my name there. You click there and then you can click the like button. That's how you click the like button, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, my African people. I think we are all here. The others, because it's unannounced. I mean, tomorrow we're not going home as slaves. I mean, we're not going to work as slaves. It's Workers' Day tomorrow. If you are working tomorrow, hi. Wait a minute. Is there someone watching us from China? Mulukeni is watching us from China. What are you doing in China, big brother? Sibanda, what are you doing in China? What's going on in China? At a racist place. Well, where about in China are you watching us? This is very interesting. I don't get good reports from African people that stay in China. Working and studying. That's nice. That's very nice. Are you learning their language? Mandarin or whatever their language is. Sounds like a nice language. Oh, no, no. Sounds like a nice language that they have there. Working. How long have you been there? Just before we start, my brother, I'm very interested with Africans that live abroad, especially in China. I want Francis from Mpumalanga. Where about in Mpumalanga? Mpumalanga is my birth province. Where about in Mpumalanga are you watching us from? Mpumalanga is my birth province. 5 years, my goodness. You are Chinese now, 5 years. Yeah, really Chinese now. Thank you so much, my African brothers and sisters. We are here to spread the love. We are here to remind each other for the aims and goals that we need to do. Mbombela, Nelsprit, and Enasponi. Swati people, such nice people there. How's the Pan-African School coming? We're going to be speaking about that also. Bombela, oh my God. Love Mbombela people. Love Mbombela people. I've sent a lot of people t-shirts, the Pan-African School t-shirts. Funny enough, they never went to go collect it. Now I'm getting SMSs from the courier guy that they are left with 30 days, but those guys said they will get it tomorrow and all of that. Cape Town is in the house. The poet of all poets. The poet of all poets is in the house. Cape Town is in the house. I'm also a poet, by the way. I'm a rapper, but I started as a poet. I started as a poet long time ago. A very long time ago. But I switched then to battle rap because I just love literature. I love everything that has to do with writing. You see, yeah, I'm a poet. I'm a poet, man. I'm a poet. I'm a pivot. Anyway, so the poet will go something like this. I'll give you guys a small poem before we start. Click the like button if you're enjoying it, of course. Yeah. Drizzles of rain, but in the color of blood. Again, I say rain is drizzling, but I'm smelling blood. Voices of lost souls stuck in the unforgiving mind. Truth be told, life is cold and hard, but Ezekiel in me, I possess the power to speak to dry bones and command them to come alive. That was back in my days. That was back in my days. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Guys, we have to speak about Julius Malema. We have to speak about Untate Zuma. There is some past leadership 24/7. 24/7. I can rap the whole day, I promise you. I can rap the whole day. For those who know my channel, knows I've won the King of the Northern Cape. Can you guys see that? This was back in 2000 and what year was it? 2016. It's a South African Hip Hop Award. I'm probably the only YouTuber you know that has this award. I'm probably the only YouTuber that you know for this that has this award. I've done my due diligence in East Rand is also East Springs is in the house. Springs is in the house. Thank you so much. We have to speak a lot about Julius Malema, his character, the way in which he does things. The same goes with Jacob Zuma. I'm doing I don't want to call it a documentary, but I'm doing a live cover of him, and I've titled it The Last Chapter. The last chapter of Jacob Zuma, of which all of us are experiencing the last chapter. What many presidents, the only president I know that is not remembered for his last chapter because of his, well, you can say his last chapter, but not really last chapter, is Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is not really remembered for his last chapter of getting us the 2010 World Cup, and I can't even remember what he did about it. Got sick and died, and he's remembered for coming out of prison and leading us into democracy. He's about the only person I remember, I can recall, who is remembered for that. Um, um, Susiso, you're watching us from what? Postmansberg. PMB is Postmansberg. And the rest of the presidents, whether it's our great Robert Mugabe, he's not remembered for the great things that he did. He's remembered for his last days. So that is why I felt like making a video for speaking about Jacob Zuma and his last day. His last is Jacob Zuma is funny enough. When I was busy typing my notes yesterday, Jacob Zuma is not only writing the last chapter of his political cycle, but he's writing a last chapter for his life. It's very unlikely that people reaches the age of 90 years old. Well, if with good health and everything, the man looks like he's still strong. Probably he will reach there. But in life, we have to be honest. Jacob Zuma is in his last chapter of his life. Very soon, health will deteriorate to a point where he no longer moves around like we always love him. Probably will lose some weight in his 90s and, slowly fade away. But the issue with Jacob Zuma is that he understands that people will remember him for his last chapter, because the mainstream media has made it sure that they painted his presidential run bad, to an extent that they call it the 9 wasted years. Imagine the man that built, the universities that we have in South Africa, all of them were built during the apartheid days. It's only Jacob Zuma who built universities that are state owned. Only him. Understand? The Venda University, the university in Mpumalanga, and the university in Northern Cape. They were built by Jacob Zuma in Jacob Zuma's term. Am I right with the Venda one? I think I'm right. So it is funny that we are not going to remember him for that. In under Jacob Zuma, we had the most black millionaires emerge, and not only from the tenderpreneur, just all sectors started opening up when Jacob Zuma was president. Yes, there is a lot of inverted commas, what you call corruption that was there, but it's because some black people are so hungry that when you give them the opportunity, they become greedy and steal. You understand what I'm saying? So black people's skin has got no value. That's why black people clothe their skin with expensive clothes. You guys like saying, no, white people, they wear Pep Store, they wear any and you don't know how expensive those boots and khakis are, but anyway, they wear simple clothes. Why are black people wearing Gucci? Why are black people wearing expensive watches and all of that? It's because our skin is not valued and it's not respected by anyone. Our assets are respected as black people. Understand? You have a different type of respect to a black person that stays in a double story with 3 luxury cars than having a black person that comes from a 2-bedroom house. There is a big difference. I love both them, Zuma and Malema. They are pro-Pan-Africanists. I'm going to speak about that also. There are a few political strategy. Let me read from this phone. I can't see that far. Strategists in South Africa. Jacob Zuma, Malema, and Helen Ziner are on the extinct Gwede as the SG. No, okay, brother, can I ask a question? Please feel, Isaiah, please feel free to ask any question. Please feel, guys, we are not in school here, we are in discussions. Feel free to type and ask any question, to comment and tell us anything that you that is on your mind. We have time today, because tomorrow I'm not going to work, so we have time today. Feel free, my African brothers and sisters. No need to ask. I thank you for asking, but there's absolutely no need. There's something similar in the two, Zuma and Malema, but because of age, I will prefer Malema. And Malema, we can plan the vision 2050, 2060, with Zuma not even 2023. Very true. The age plays a big factor when we speak about Julius Malema and Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma, like I said, the documentary that I'm busy with now, it's titled The Last Chapter, and really the man is in his last days. We can say whatever we want. What's your take on the IEC meeting with the U.S. ambassador? I hate the U.S. ambassador in South Africa. I hate the U.S. ambassador. I hate the USA in general. The USA has got. I didn't watch the. I just saw snippets of it, so I can't have a full informed opinion on it. But I know the U.S. ambassador always speaks kak. That's one thing. That's one thing I know. They always speak kak. They always think that they are better than our. Davidton is in the house, guys. Davidton is in the house. They always think that they are here to parent us. They are not here to coexist with us. They are here to parent us and tell us what is wrong and what is right. So I don't like the US at all. You see, I don't like the US at all. They always I see the USA as people who bully other countries because of their strong military presence, not only in the USA, but their strong military presence in Africa. I don't understand why is it that African countries are allowing the USA to have, I believe, if the last time I counted it was something like 15 army bases in Africa. 15 army bases in Africa. It's crazy. Yes, and you remember when he accused us of the U.S. ambassador accused South Africa of giving weapons to the Russian army and all of that. He refused to apologize because for him he had so much proof that he could not give to us, And so what if we gave the Russian army weaponry? We are on the side of Russia. We are unapologetic for that. So the U.S. Army wants you to be an enemy of their enemy. And in South Africa, we don't work like that. The U.S. still does not want us to be friends with China. The U.S. doesn't want us to be friends with Cuba. The U.S. doesn't want us to be friends with people that they don't like. Is there a need for youth league, considering that we have... let me read from this thing. Considering that what happened, the youth league, the mother bodies, and what is happening in the MK and Bonginkosi, Julius Malema and Zuma are the best young blood in the future. Let me read more. I prefer Malema because he wants to take back South Africa and avert corners. Jacob Zuma wants to fix a broken nation. There's no time. Okay, I hear you. There is no revolution. I keep on repeating this. There is absolutely no revolution without the youth. The question of do we need a youth league with these stupid mother bodies that keep on oppressing and pushing down the youth structures, just like Bonginkosi Kanyile. Remember, every young person that has got confidence in himself, that has a following, and that is not afraid to speak the things that he wants to speak, like Ubonginkosi Kanyile, will always intimidate Jacob Zuma. He'll always be intimidated by such a young person, because it will remind him of Julius Malema. And funny thing, Julius Malema did not want to take the place of Jacob Zuma. At that time, when Julius Malema was fighting the mother body of the party, the ANC, his aim was not to be president. He was too far from that. But because of the following and the command that Julius Malema could have in South Africa as the president of the South African, the African National Congress Youth League, it intimidated a lot of mother body leaders. And it showed right now with Jacob Zuma that he is the one that wants to be in the main light, that he does not allow young people to take that shine with him. So I don't think the MK is going to be. It's going to be. There's no like someone typed here, with MK we can't even plan for 2033 because of the age of our father Jacob Zuma. He's too old. But the way that social media, mainstream media, has painted his legacy bad, I think he wants to close the book of his legacy under his terms. He wants to close it under his terms. One of those terms is that he wants to go down as the guy that took the ANC underneath 50%. Because I'm telling you, without Umkhonto Wesizwe, we would have not been talking this thing of the ANC going under 50%. Because remember, KwaZulu-Natal was always won by the IFP. It's Jacob Zuma that won the IFP KwaZulu-Natal back. It's Jacob Zuma that has a stronger hold in KwaZulu-Natal than any other history, any other president in our history. I believe Mbeki is Mbeki Xhosa. I believe Thabo Mbeki is Xhosa, and Utata Mandela was also Xhosa, ne? And Jacob Zuma is Zulu. It's Thabo Mbeki Zulu. Can someone fact check me for me there? Thabo Mbeki, is he Zulu or Xhosa? Anyway, even if he was Zulu, nobody had a stronger presence in KwaZulu-Natal than what's his name, Jacob Zuma. King, thank you for the enlightenment with us. Everything is happening in South Africa space, politics, just like we along our brothers and sisters, parents and grandparents, etc. We are grateful. I thank you so much. Do you think that MK party might let the spokesperson to become the leader of the MK to take on Julius Malema? He doesn't stand a chance. MK party will not last leadership. It is long last in the long term. Xhosa. He was Xhosa. Okay. Was Xhosa. Let me just rephrase this question again. MK might be Unhlamulo Ndlela, Thabo Mbeki is Xhosa. Unhlamulo Ndlela, I like how he speaks. I like his confidence. I like how fearless he is. But how do I know once he starts growing and becoming very big and very popular, like how the EFF did with Mbuyisane Ndlozi? At one point, if you were following the EFF like we were following the EFF, at one point Mbuyisane Ndlozi was starting to become bigger than the president of the EFF, Julius Malema. at one point when he was the spokesperson of excuse me, of the EFF. Mbuyisani Ndlozi could not be stopped, and I think Julius Malema himself did not want that, or rather did not enjoy that so much. And then they recalled him. They put Tambo to be the spokesperson. Tambo is not as vibrant as what you call as Mbuyisani Ndlozi. For me, you guys know I rate Mbuyisani Ndlozi as the best brain in South African politics. That is accompanied by a good character. That is accompanied by education. I just think Mbuyisani Ndlozi is the best politician that we have in South Africa right now. Fearless, not afraid to die, always speaking his mind. But his popularity, because of his social presence, singing, and all of those things, I think the EFF at one point said, let's just slow him down and put him into the political education. Once upon a day, send him to Limpopo, and then they bring him back in Gauteng, and to make him the Gauteng premier there. He's not even the chairperson of Gauteng, but he's the premier candidate. So they stopped him. So with Unhlamulo Ndlela, Andile is the sharpest politician in South Africa. Yes, Andile Ngcitama is the sharpest pan-Africanist in South Africa. No question about it. No question about it. But Andile will not be able to lead people like Julius Malema is. You understand what I'm saying? And Andile will not be the best case scenario for Africa, for South Africa as a whole. You understand what I'm saying? Andile is almost like me. It's like other races will not enjoy Andile being president. Like me, like if I become president, other races are not gonna enjoy being South African, and many black South Africans are going to turn against me for being pro black South Africans. Like people are not gonna enjoy it. They're going to say, but King, okay, leave the white people alone. You know how our people are. So yes, Andile is too radical. Also, I believe that I'm too radical. If power is given to me, black people will shine. But unfortunately, many colonized black people will not will not enjoy to see how I treat my colonizers. They will not. Do you think Bonginkosi is still early to be groomed in the mother body leadership of the MK? If you don't want to put Bonginkosi in the mother body of the MK, then who is it that you want to put? Remember, MK is not like EFF. It's not spoiled for choice. It's not spoiled for choice with leaders. You can go to the EFF. You take Floyd Shivambo away. You still have Umpile Mauto. You take Umpila away, you still have Tambo. You take Tambo away, you still Busisium Kavan. You take Busisium Kavan away, you still have Dalim Pofu. You take Pofu away, you still have Mbuyisani Ndlozi. You are spoiled for choice in the EFF. In the MK party, you are not spoiled for choice. Protect that young man by all means. Yes, he might be a little bit reckless and whatever, but his youth, 36 years, 37 years, I believe, or maybe even younger. You just call him down in every Monday on a meeting and say, hey, my brother, remember, don't say these words like this. Be clever in how you speak this type in this type of manner. If you want to say, we want to kick white people out, don't say it directly. Say it like, we need to take care of our colonizers. Or say things like, we need to do to our colonizers what they did to us. Don't say it directly that you will, be clever in the way you you utter your words. Who's this who's talking about the DA here? MK will be challenged by the lack of trust and okay, I can't read that. I've got glasses on, but yeah, fine. Um, MK will be challenged by the lack of trust that exists because of the breakup from the bigotry. It's easy to get disrupted and disruption. Hence, many come from the ANC. That is going to kill the MK, I'm telling you. In EFF, we are spoiled with choice. Joseph Floyd, look, there is no other party in South Africa like the EFF. Let's stop joking around. Let's stop. What's up, King? How much coconuts in Africa we need brave leaders. Okay, too much coconuts in Africa. We need brave leaders who put Africans first. Whew, my brother, unfortunately, we're not going to do that. And I'm going to start giving you guys my bank account because at the end, when you donate to the channel, YouTube takes such a big chunk, it's not even funny. But anyway, I will fix that. MK is going to have leadership challenges to many hungry people, too many hungry people, too much unemployment in South Africa. Yes, of course. Money will always be the root of evil. Like you said, EFF is the future of our SA politics. What's going on with Chad? Yeah, Chad. Let me start from down up. Chad Republic. I hope you're speaking about Chad Republic. The Chad Republic is also remember, guys, when we speak about the West, the African Horn. The African Horn is the part where the Africa goes to the side like this. The ECOWAS, the 15 countries that belong to ECOWAS. ECOWAS is like a region of Africa. It's like West Africa, East Africa, South Africa, and not South Africa, Southern Africa, and Northern Africa. And I hate Northern Africa. If you Google right now and look at how black people are killed in Libya, how black people are killed in Morocco, how black people are treated in not Liberia, it is like Libya, and how black people are treated in Egypt. You will hate those countries. The way they treat us, those Arabs, the way they treat us, those Arabs. And because they are also not the original people of those lands, they moved in there from the eastern parts of the world. I hate those people so much, the way they killing my brother. Before I miss anything here, I want to answer the question of what is happening in Chad. I'm not a black. Oh, who's this who's not black now? Who's this who's not black now? Straight. Not all black South Africans are educated about their history. They need patience. Juju is bringing them along. Yes. Hi, King. I'm happy to meet you. I'm alive today. I will always stand with the EFF. Even though I'm from Cameroon. Ooh, Cameroon, the land of the nice people. Yes, I know. Yes, put your bank account. Let's support our Pan-African brother Viva. Thank you so much. My subject is world affairs. I know. Okay. So in the Czech Republic, before I lose that thought, in the Czech Republic, what those African generals are doing, the general of Burkina Faso, the general of Mali, the general of Niger, and now the general of Chad, and even you will see Senegal following suit, is that they are starting to see that France and the USA's army bases in their country is not helping. So what they did, they kicked them out. Remember, the French army and the US army comes to our land and say, we want to protect you from rebels. We want to make sure that you guys are well funded. We'll give you some aid. We'll protect you from any attack. And when we set up our camp here, we will build, I believe in in the Czech Republic, they built an army base of 35 million US dollars. Imagine. Why would you invest so much when it is a temporary arrangement that is happening there? So so when it came to that, we know in Niger, when they started, Niger chased away the French army. Why did they chase the French army away? Is because of the uranium. What is uranium? Uranium is a mineral that you can change into nuclear power and to convert it to electricity. So France used to buy that uranium for 80 cents. 80 cents. The market price for uranium is $200. They used to buy it 80 cents from, I wish I could show you guys what I'm talking about, but you can Google and fact check me. You know your boy is very well studied. And then after that, they made sure that they used that uranium to convert it to power and light up France. But then they were working with the former president. Who is the former president? Mohamed Bazoum. Mohamed Bazoum is an Arab person. I don't know how I don't know how our Nigerian brothers voted for him to be president. But anyway, he was working more with French. French was making him and his family filthy rich. In fact, when the army took over, the army Hupta took over, they found millions and millions of dollars in cash under the beds, in the basement, in the house of the former president Mohamed Bazoum. And then they said, no, this is rubbish. After the army took over in Niger, they kicked out the French army. The French army and the ambassador refused to go. I believe for 2 months they've been fighting them to go and do all of that nonsense, to go away. And then after that, the French army finally gave up and left. But when the French army gave up and left, America sent its army and said, listen, we will come and sort out this thing of these rebels, because our countries that have got, if your country does not have rebels, your country is either not pro-African or it does not have enough minerals. In Africa, if your country does not have rebels, it means you don't have Western interest properly in there, or it means that your president is working with the Western powers. So they left, and America came in. America tried to kick. Guys, we're gonna go off topic. We're supposed to speak about for education's sake, and I see the comments are coming in. Yeah. Hello, my brother. Long time, my brother. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't want to miss any comments. I want to make sure that every comment is addressed. I'll go back on it. So that's what happened. So the Niger people then saw, what is the use of this French army and not this US army in our country? They're not helping us in anything. By that time, Burkina Faso has also chased away the French army. Remember, French is the colonizer of these countries. These countries speak French as their first language. We know that Mali was the first country, after kicking out the French army, it kicked out also the French language. It said, we are no longer going to make French our official language in our country. Guess what? Burkina Faso also followed and said, we are no longer making French our official language. So the US, because the US and France are planning to recolonize Africa with military arms again. I played you a video not so long ago that showed the former army general of France saying, we have to take care of our minerals in Africa because these Africans are not able to take care of our minerals ourselves. And our existence, our survival is dependent on those minerals. No wonder there is an army. There is so many wars happening in the DRC of Congo. So now when that army is moving around, because the US Army needs to be present. It has to have presence in Africa so that should a war break out, should anything happen, they will be close enough to be able to, act in time. So they moved to Chad Republic. Chad Republic also struggling. I've got also a young brother, a general who's taking care of them there. He then says, listen, he writes a letter to the army of the US. He said, listen, man, can you give me 5 points actually? Why are you guys here? What is it that you guys are doing here? I want to know what you guys are doing here. They wasted time, and then he said, listen, I want you out of my country. And it's nice when an army general says that, because an army general is ready to fight. Is his army strong enough to fight the US Army? Yes. They are not a lot, even though their camp is one of the biggest they have in Africa, but they are in one spot where the US Army can be attacked. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, so that is, in a nutshell, that is what is happening in the Chad Republic. Chad has been struggling so much with wars, just like Burkina Faso and not Burkina Faso, just like Sudan. You understand what I'm saying, my African people? I'm always happy to speak about things that are happening in Africa. But let me just get more questions here so that we can get back to our topic. Where is that question? Yes, put your bank account. What's the matter? King, which space of which will surprise many people in South Africa? Us in South Africa. Excuse me as I'm reading, guys. Excuse me. SA is coming elections in the fourth EFF to achieve for what they have been waiting for so long. Give us a beer. Give this man a beer. I don't drink or smoke, guys. Tanzania, Algeria, Mauritius, Sudan, Egypt, Liberia, and Morocco. Evil countries. I'm not sure about Mauritania. Yes, Mauritania. Yes. This time around, especially now, we need them both. I hear you. Goodwill, Mazubuku, I hear you. I hear you on that one. That we need them both. We need them. It would be nice to have both of them as president and deputy, but definitely Julius as the president. EFF 2024 must get 20%. EFF will definitely get more than 20%. Mark my words. I love the Arabs. Well, the Arabs don't love us as Africans. Do you foresee our freedom in our beloved EFF, and why? And why, King? Is there any alternative that is better than EFF in your opinion? Okay, I will answer that. Hello, my brother, long time. Yes, I did answer that one. And South Africa needs to keep our minerals, improve our economy, and then sell them. These things, local countries are robbing us. I'm going to explain to you why that is not going to happen. Yes, brother, keep telling us the truth. South Africa needs a strong military. Zimbabwe and Lesotho are getting getting cocky. We once had top 5 strongest military in the world. Yeah, that was a long time ago. My brother Msipola is here. Msipola ngiyabonga njayam. Khona njayam. Is US kicked out of from Chad permanently or temporary? I think they will continue with the negotiations. I don't think they are kicked out permanently out there. Wow, I'm glad I found this thread. You are home, my brother. Lungani, Brian, usendlini ntwana yami ungasabi. Don't worry, you are at home. Click the subscribe button. You are at home. The more we see all South Africans as one, the more we can achieve together. We must not see black and white. This one is getting blocked. We must see black and white. We must see black and white. We must see black and white. It cannot be that people has mistreated us as Africans for so many years, for so many centuries, because of our skin color. And when we are in presidential power, then we have to begin seeing black and white. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such. We will see. That is why I say a person like me will not do good in politics, because I'm too pro-African. And that is why you saw Andile Ncitama also not doing good with Black First, Land First. Excuse me, I've been having hiccups the whole day. Because many African brothers and sisters, excuse me, are not ready for the truth. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want the truth. They don't want the radicalness of the truth. Now, when it comes, I'm going to be doing hiccups. I sprained my neck and my shoulders and the shoulder blade last week Wednesday. I couldn't go to the gym since last week Wednesday. I thought the pain would go away, but then it never went away. So yesterday I went to the doctor. They gave me pills, and these pills are giving me hiccups. I don't know why. So please bear with me as I speak like a crazy person. In South Africa, do I see any party better than the EFF? I've answered that a million times, no. And the no is not because of Julius Malema. It's because oh my goodness, it's because of the people behind him. Drink water, King. Let me ask my queen to bring me water. My goodness, the people behind Julius Malema, I have trust in. I trust the people behind Julius Malema 100%. Where's the Queen's thing now? Let me just call my Queen and get a glass of water. Can you give me a glass of water, please?
Okay.
Yes. So that's why I trust in the EFF. It's not because of Julius Malema. It's got a lot of faults in him, himself as a leader, very charismatic, and I believe that Julius Malema each and every year is getting softer. But the team around him is very progressive in terms of that. Hello, King. Free State is in the house. I love Free State. Always making business in Free State. Free State is treating me well. Free State is treating me well. Oh, excuse me, guys. But they're gonna go these hiccups. They come and go the whole day. I've been having hiccups. Now let me get into this question where one of our brothers. I'm glad I found this. I did read this one. Let me read from my other phone. Let me read from my other phone. Okay, I heard that uranium has been discovered in Zimbabwe. Yes, remember Zimbabwe, I believe, have got 83 different types of minerals underneath their ground. That's why I always tell people, do not sleep on Zimbabwe. Do not sleep on Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is going to help the SADC of Africa, and it's going to help most African countries because of the the minerals that are in their ground. Zimbabwe and the DRC, they are very important countries when it comes to what you call minerals. Any development, how this benefits and rebuilding the country. Now, the reason, listen, people must understand the process of converting a raw material to a finished good. Just because you've got, oh, excuse me, just because you've got oranges growing in your backyard does not mean that you necessarily have the technology to turn it into a factory that builds orange juices. You understand what I'm saying? It does not mean that necessarily you have. Thank you, baby. Oh. Since still strong and I'm speaking to people. Believe it. Lona, I wash up, bring it. Yeah, I'll just drink more water and more water. Excuse me, guys. My beautiful wife just brought me water. I mean, I'm petty shanda panda. Yo, my wife is beautiful. And I purposefully married a village girl. I don't want these town girls that know too much. That are, I believe people should get married early so that they've got less experience when it comes to sexual encounters. Anyway, let me go back to the topic. Just because you've got oranges, and I'm doing a simple example like oranges, I'm not getting to serious raw material like uranium, coal and gold and diamonds and all of that. Just because you've got oranges in your backyard, it does not mean you can produce a factory of oranges. It needs a scientist who can do chemistry so that you can convert and put enough ingredients in it. You can mix it up. You need someone who has studied product safety. You need someone that has got machineries. You need a warehouse. You need workers. You need a startup capital. So just because you've got uranium, it does not mean that you have necessarily have got a mineral that can, guys, you will excuse me, that will excuse me, you will excuse me. That means you will get a successful. The only way you'll be successful as a black person when it comes to extracting minerals from your country is if your government supports you. My goodness, I hope you guys don't mind watching a person with so many hiccups. It's getting worse and worse, actually. Hello, King. Free State in the house. I did read that one. Cape Town is also in the house, but from Lesotho. Yeah, you're always here, staying in Cape Town in Lesotho. Thank you so much. What is this? Drink some water. I am drinking water. Fully agree with you. With the village women are the best. Low mileage. Yes, and I've got married very young. I got married at the age of 25. I'm not sure if 25 is very young. I got married at a very young age because of that. I don't know who gave me this wisdom, but I was like, these girls, they're not safe. I come from Komhlanga in Mpumalanga, KwaNdebele, and I'm telling you, when a girl gets to 30 years old, their mileage is finished. When you want to say, how do you settle down with people that already have children? 2 baby fathers. How do you settle down with a person that goes out every night, every weekend? I mean, I know as a guy how easy it is to get girls at a club. Nice car, nice clothes, buy booze. That's it. That's it. Guest house. That's it. How many girls will truly resist that if they are truly partying every weekend? Truly partying every weekend, wearing makeup and short skirts every weekend. It is impossible that she's not going to meet a guy that is sexually attracted to. And also a guy that she's monetary attracted to. So marry young, guys. If you're already old, I'm telling you, marry a younger person, much younger person, 22 years old. Marry a younger person. There might be a big a gap and all of that, but make sure that you can align your mind in terms of knowing that you are still building the wife that you want, you know. But once you see the wife qualities, marry her. You know, the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So you find these people as wives. You don't take a girlfriend and make them a wife. Don't make me preach now, guys. It seems like there is a whiskey bewitch you, king. A witch that is bewitching you, king. You're having hiccups now. Ah, man. I'm Tsonga, brother. I'm Tsonga, brother. Don't make me call my grandmother there in Kiane. Don't take chances. I'm Tsonga. Orenimbe. Re bale from Kamutabe. Excuse me, guys. How can we liberate ourselves? Okay, let me go a little bit up so I don't. Uh, I've never bewitched anyone. I don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. I don't fear witchcraft or anything like that. Feel free to test your voodoo on your boy King. Let's see how far you will go. Just make sure that you don't hurt yourself while doing that. How can we liberate ourselves? Let me see. Ka Sesotho re re monna o boka pere ya hae. Meaning that meaning we won't disagree with you when we praise your wife. Hey guys, hey. Ska bolela ka mokgwa o monna. Ke ra mosadi a ka montle yantle monna. Ape nna ke nyetse kurumane monna. Monna o boka pere ya ga ya eng. Nna ke nyetse kurumane monna. Show me an ugly woman from Kuruman. Everyone in South Africa knows that if you want a beautiful wife in Northern Cape, there's two places, Taung and Kuruman. Ke bolela ka batho ba bolelang Setswana monna. So yes, yona ke a e boka. I just wish that South Africa could vote for change. Home by your home boy from KwaMhlanga. Yes, ngibuye Mhlanga ema-A site lezi zakapapa Rich. Isindebele ngisaraga njengelimi langekhethu but mina ngisindebele. But ngikhulele khona kwaNdebele, yazi ukuthi uma ukhulele eNdebele awuna chance. Uzosikhuluma isiNdebele uthanda ungathandi. In fact, my whole street is Khosanas, Mabenas, and Mahlangus. So yes, I grew up in KwaNdebele. Ndebele is actually my first language because of where we grew up, and you don't have a chance, man. When you grew up in KwaNdebele, you don't have a chance. Zosikhuluma isiNdebele uthanda ngathandi. King ANC will not succeed this time. Aluta EFF. Guys, I don't know who told you guys that the elections are going to be free and fair. I don't know who lied to you and said the elections are going to be free and fair. I don't know. I don't know who you guys are trusting the IEC. They're trusting the IEC. Trustan, Kubegan. Drinking water like nobody's business. I don't trust the IEC. They can do whatever they want. I don't trust the IEC, Mina. I don't. So I wouldn't be shocked if the ANC gets 51%. I wouldn't be shocked. I will know it's corruption, but it's not going to shock me. Okay, Northern Nigeria's colonial one, the most costly mineral in the world. That is what, Obin, that is why Northern Nigeria will never be in peace. And the East also. There'll always be rebels there. They're killing people. There'll always be problems there in Nigeria because you've got a useless old man of a president there in Nigeria. Next time, vote for a young man. Please, Nigerians, we need you. Africa needs Nigeria. Also rich in minerals also. So please, how can we liberate ourselves? Yes, I've answered that question. We need traditional values back. We need traditional values back in Africa. The whole of African continent needs traditional values. But this time around, I want our traditional values to be written down as a constitution. How do you deal with a naughty neighbor's child? How do you deal with hygiene? How do you deal with respect? How do you teach honor? How do you deal with respecting hierarchy, elders in your community, in your village? How it must be written down. The problem with that, with us Africans, is that things are orally passed over. That nonsense must stop. It must be written down. How do you slaughter a cow? How do you slaughter a chicken? Why do you slaughter a goat? When do you slaughter a goat? How to slaughter a sheep? There must be a written book and a DVD manual that can guide our children to watch those things. I grew up slaughtering cows and slaughtering all animals. To such an extent, I've told this story before to you guys, is that when my grandfather died, my grandfather was a big person that was slaughtering at Gamatempule in Mpumalanga. When he died, when he passed on, his knives were all of them given to me. There isn't a grandchild. I'm his grandchild. There isn't a grandchild that even argued about who should take all of these knives. I took all of. I've got massive knives because my grandfather taught me how to slaughter knife, how to skin an animal, how to dry the skin, how to make a biltong and all of that. I was the one who took those things, but we never wrote it. We never wrote it down somewhere. It was practical and oral transferring of knowledge, which is very bad for us as Africans. You understand what I'm saying? Let me try to read more. Please hold your breath for a minute. You will be fine. And all of these things of saying we must hold our breath for continuing. Okay, I am going to try to hold my breath. Thank you so much for that. For 1 minute. 1 minute is a long time. But anyway, let me try. Okay, I'm trying to hold my breath. I can feel it's a little bit working better, but Zuma is the best king. Zuma is the best thinker. I always praise Zuma for being the best chess player in the world, but the game of chess is not a reality of life. It helps you with thinking, yes, but chess is not a true reflection of how life is. Number one, in chess, we we all start with equal amount of pieces on the chessboard. In life, it does not work like that. You don't start with the same amount of pieces on your chessboard than your neighbor next door neighbor. You don't start with the equal amount of pieces with the white counterparts. More water. Oh my goodness. You guys will forgive me. Ne? I told you it's medication that's making me do this. In chess, you've got people that can make certain moves, pieces that can make certain moves, and pieces that cannot make other moves. In life, you don't get that. In chess, you can see every move that your enemy makes. In life, it does not work like that. So, yeah, we know Zuma is a good chess player. I understand, but it does not pose the threat that Zimbabwe being infiltrated by the West to benefit from the uranium as have all the resources. How safe is Zimbabwe not to be colonized for from the back door? I don't trust Mnangagwa, and also I have seen Nelson Chamisa as a boneless leader. Nelson Chamisa is Nelson Chamisa will lead Zimbabwe into back to colonization. Mnangagwa is a fifth man. He is enriching himself. I believe in his cabinet, he's got 5 family members that he has employed in the government of Zimbabwe, cousins and sons and whatever. So I don't trust Mnangagwa also. I wonder if someone will rise up that we can truly say this is a good person that can lead Zimbabwe forward. I am going to return to the topic, guys. Excuse me. On township girls marry for 50 years and fed property. Sorry, but what is my queen saying? I don't have time for township girls. I'm marrying village girls. Drink water. I am drinking water. MK Party is king. Or maybe you just look young in the picture. Yeah, I look young. How old do you think you guys think I am? Do I look young? Okay, maybe you must just look young in the picture. What does the boot mean? The people saying here, what is your thought on International Criminal Court? International Criminal Court can go to hell. I almost say they can go fuck themselves. International Criminal Court can go to hell. Someone is saying I'm 29 years old. I'm gonna tell you my age today. Just keep on guessing on the comment section. 29 years old. It's not too far. It's not too close. I'm not 29 years old, guys. Come on. What's your thought? International Criminal Court is there to boss African countries to control them not to do things. You remember when the BRICS was supposed to come here in South Africa, the Russian I am drinking water. Maybe I should tell my beautiful wife to 25 or 34. Why are you giving me 2 numbers, my Nigerian brother? I'm married at 25 years old. I'm married for 10 years now. I got married at 25 years, so I'm nowhere close. So forget about 20s. I'm no longer in my 20s. I got married for 30 years. For 30 years. 30 years. I'm married for 12 years, 10 years now, marriage. 12 years with my wife. I need more water. Water is starting to help now. You guys are gonna go. Okay. Someone said 48. That is not impossible. That's not possible. You can't say I'm 48 years old. Stop sipping. Drink that water. Okay. I'm gonna tell my wife to bring me more water so I can stop sipping and drink this water. Let me just get my wife to get me more water. Let me just get my wife to get me more water. No. Ba re ntlisitse jeke ya metsi mo ke tlogelo sipa metsi ke nwe metsi mo. Sitheko sa gago ga se ba re I'm sipping on water. I'm not drinking. Ntlisitse metsi my love. Okay, let's go back. I want to read the comments, guys. I think you cult of water reconnect with her. Say I am currently doing a paper on South African economy and wanted to hear your perspective on it. What is your biggest issue with the economy and what is the solution? Okay, let me answer that question. That's a did ISIS capable of conquering Africa? ISIS can. Yes, Africa is weak, man. We don't have armies here. ISIS can do as it pleases with Africa. King, are you going to release freedom, realize freedom as we wish in Africa? No. Jeke nyane so ke a rogiwa mo. Bigger jack, guys. Bigger jack. Excuse me, guys. I'm with you now. Someone says I'm 37 years old. Very close. 37 years old. Lungani Brian says I'm 37 years old. News Cartel says I'm 34. Nobody's gonna get my age right. You guys, you are disappointing me. Yes, my dear Enzo, that was 3 years ago. Now I'm 48. Okay. More water is coming. More water. Manzi. Manzi means water in Zulu. Manzi. They did a brand called Manzi. Okay, not like that. Drink, sip 7 times. It's going to be. Oh my goodness, you'll be. Once you drink at least 2 liters of water. Yes, I don't drink enough water. I'll admit that. I know you are 37. If not mistaken, but look, you look like 25. No, you guys are killing me today. I look 25. My mother's last born is 30 years old. Sip 77 times going to go away. Okay, please drink water. Okay, what question did I want to answer here? Nangoga is just like cereal in South Africa. I agree. Hold your breath until you cannot do it anymore. Okay, hold your breath. Today, kids don't know how to even cite their clan's name. Yeah, no. It's no longer important to our our people, recycling your clan's name, where you come from, and all of that. Uh, my issue is people don't write it down anymore. Let your clan name, write it down. I wish I can show you in my living room. Write it down and put it on the wall so the child can recycle it from a very small age. It's very important. Recon, I think you need a gulp of water. There's a question I wanted to ask someone thinking about what is wrong with our economy, and we really got out of topic today, but it's okay. I'll get back to it now. What is wrong with our economy, and what what is the solution? I always say this: we as Africans think that we can solve our economical problems country by country. It does not work like that. We need an African summit where all 54 countries send their president to go and sit. Let's go sit in Accra, Ghana. Let's go sit in Accra, Ghana, in Nairobi, Kenya. I don't care if we go and sit in Harare in Zimbabwe, wherever we want to go sit in Windhoek in Namibia, wherever we want to go sit. All of these 54, all of these 54 presidents must sit down and make a decision, not a 2030 decision, not a 2030 agenda, nothing like that. I'm going to tell you now. Like we Africans used to do in the olden days, when we come and sit down together, the problem gets solved like that. 38. No, I'm not 38 years old. You guys keep guessing. The one who gets it right, I'll tell you. I should have known your age, King. Do you, my neighbor, Mike, remember when we went to school together? Who's this? Who's this? What did you say your name is again? 37. No. What did you say your name is? Who is this that I went to school with? Who is this? Who is this? I want to know who's this I went to school with. Very very refreshing to see someone that has went to school with me. Who's this? Oh, Msipola. Okay, yeah, but Msipola manje wena uenzani? Ungatholi age I'm right. Who's this who's saying 35? 35 is correct. 35 is correct. $35, guys. Let's stop with the 36. I just turned 35 last month. I feel so old. 35. Yes, I'm 35 years old, guys. I'm 35. 35 years old. 35 years old, married for 10 years. Married in 2014. 25 plus the years. I gave you the answer, but most of you did not listen. I said I was married at 25. At 25, and I've been married for 10 years. So that was the answer if you did mathematics. So thank you so much. We need a present for being a winner. You need a present for being a winner. Were you the winner? I'll get you something. But someone got it right before you, then. Someone got it right before you, my lord, if you check the comments. 2 comments above you. Someone got it right before you. I'm gonna give you a Paseta t-shirt. Let me write my email here so you can send me an email. Msipola is like a big brother to me. Msipola is like a big brother to me, so I respect Msipola so much. Just send me an email and say King t-shirt for 35 or something. Just remind me of the 35. But I'll send the t-shirt next month. Angina next month. The African countries, I'll be over in the moon, my brother. Don't worry. No need to go over the moon. How is the t-shirt gonna find you there? I'm definitely gonna send you a t-shirt. I appreciate all my followers. I honestly do. Low Nami, I got married at 2014, but I was 27 young and 10 years going strong. Marriage, when you start it early, it's easier. It's easier. Imagine guys marrying someone. Now you guys are gonna make me go off topic again. When the risk that you incur when you marry someone in their late 30s and early 40s is the amount of people they have encountered in their lives. The amounts of pussy, the amount of dick, the amount of perverts, the amount of liars, the amount of sexual immoralities, the amount of financial problems, the amount of you get a damaged good, man. Who wants to buy a car that has a high mileage? Who wants to buy a car that high? You have to marry someone young or someone you knew from a young age. You understand what I'm saying to you guys? Whether you like it or not, it is true. A girl that is 36 years old, let's say this girl broke her virginity at 18 years old, hopefully, because most of them break their virginity at 14 and 16, and usually by mistake. 14, 15, they experience sexual encounters. 3, 4 people. When she's 19, she has slept with 4, 5 people. Not dating any one of them, or she dates someone for 3 years. When she's 21 years old, she breaks up with that person. But because of her beauty, it's not difficult for her to get a boyfriend. And because of her bringing also, it's not difficult for her. You know, a beautiful girl does not struggle with getting a boyfriend. Grown men park their cars next to her. People are inboxing her. She's not, I don't want to say she's clubbing every weekend, but she goes out now and then. When she goes out with her friends, she stands out because she's so beautiful. Chocolate color, dark color, yellow bone. Because of her structure and everything, she stands out. Every guy in the club sees that girl with the red dress, with the yellow dress, whatever she's wearing. Every guy trusts their luck on that person. You understand? So they go for her. And most of the guys, because they are financially stable, they're going to win. If she's not there, she's in church. She's not any safer in church. She's not safer in church. The pastor is looking at her. You think the pastor loves her because of the voice? No. The keyboard player is looking at her. I'm playing bass guitar. That's what I play. I think you guys have seen my bass guitar somewhere here in my studio. We're looking at these girls as bass guitars. We want to date these girls because we are in the same church. Those relationships usually don't last because men get financially stable later in their years. So it cannot be that you think that a girl in her 40s, in her 30s, running through her whole varsity years and everything, you think she got one dig or two digs. Sorry to speak it like that, but I have to. You understand what I'm saying? That girl has seen a lot of people, has had a lot of lies, And a thing that many people don't talk about is the spiritual baggage that she brings with. Sex is a spiritual activity. Some of you, you've got bad luck because you have never cleansed out of all the people that you have slept with. There is an African way of cleansing out the bad inheritance that you got from your different sexual partners. I'm a Christian, but I know that. You understand what I'm saying to you guys? So it is I listen, Mary Young, when I got married, had no car, no house, no formal job or house, nothing. I got married, I was a volunteer in a soup kitchen. I was earning 1,500 rand in 2012, 13, and in 2014 I got married. I didn't even take out the whole lobola. At that time, I finished lobola later on. But the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor amongst men and in the sight of the Lord. Once I got married, things got better. Got a job, and the rest is history. Today we have our own house, a beautiful car, beautiful little family, and a boy and a girl. You know what I'm saying? So marry young or marry a young person. If you are a queen, an African queen, and you're already in your 30s, I'm not saying you must never get married. Stop with this thing of going to the streets. It's no more going out for you. Especially if you meet someone and you believe that someone is authentic and they want to marry you. Change your lifestyle. Don't be a street mate, man. Come on. How do you think about the security in South Africa? What security? We don't have security in South Africa. I'm one of the people that was against the death penalty. I said, now listen, I don't want the death penalty back in South Africa, because the death penalty will only affect black poor men. Because it's black poor men, because of their economical situation, that is going to get killed with the death penalty. But then I listened to a podcast of David Mashabela when he was interviewing Vuyo Zungula, the president of ATM. And the president of ATM said, listen, I want the death penalty back because the death penalty is already there. When a person comes into your house, kills you, kills your wife, shoots the dog, and kills your children, that is a death penalty. The death penalty in South Africa is being executed by criminals. They can go into a tavern and shoot people. That is a death penalty. Why is it when we catch such people, we must send them to a jail with two meals, a blanket, and a roof over their head with electricity? You understand what I'm saying? So the death penalty, maybe I don't know, maybe it needs to come back. There's no security in South Africa. We don't have intelligence in South Africa. God, do I need to remind you of what happened about the Thabo Bester thing? We found Thabo Bester in Nandipa in Tanzania. So you can't tell me we have security here. Very curious question. Did Africa have gay people? Yes. I spoke to my grandmother about this thing of gay people. In fact, I spoke to my great grandmother, who is my mother's grandmother. She passed away at 101 years. So she lived for a long time. And I asked her, does this gay thing, did it exist a long time ago? She said yes. There were always girls that played with boys, and there were some boys that played with girls, but it was never to such an extent where you see them wanting to marry each other or wanting to even have sex with each other. So she said, according to her, it was there, and it was a taboo thing in a community, but it wasn't at the rate it is now. The rate it is now, remember, our food. That's why you find someone that says, in our whole family, there was never a gay, you are the first one. The food that we eat, the chemicals that they put in our food, it puts an hormonal imbalance to push the estrogen gene more and suppress the testosterone gene for men. So we can talk the whole day about those type of things, but also that also helps you, because on social media and on your phone you can Google gay porn, you can do whatever, because your children have been raised by the phone. Some wise men said, when you give your phone to your children, you're not giving your child access to the world, but you're giving the world access to your child. When they say it like that, I understood it. I understood it different. More water. You stop and lentole. I can't hold my breath for a long time because I'm good. I can hold my breath for a long time. Probably, maybe. Okay. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Okay. I think we're back. And these hiccups are killing you, King. They're gonna kill me, I'm telling you now. But I'm a diehard man. I'm not an easy person to kill. So this watching from Eshowe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I agree. Thank you so much for agreeing. We don't have to agree with everything that we say, but anyway, I'm just trying to see if I did not the king. I regret not marrying. Goodwill says, King, I regret not marrying young and not getting kids when I was young. It's a big mistake. Big mistake. I'm like I've just pointed out, I'm 35. My youngest is 4 years. My oldest is 10 years. I want another child. But once you get off age, you start thinking, when are these children going to grow up? The life expectancy for men in South Africa is in the 50s. When you are a man in South Africa, your life expectancy, the life expectancy average is, I believe, 57 years old. Women is 76. So most women will outlive us. My wife will outlive me, of which I want it like that. I don't know what I will do if that woman leaves me here. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So get married young, making children is the best advice. If you get your firstborn at 40, when you are 50, and some of you don't take care of yourself, you don't run, you don't eat healthy, you're drinking too much, you're partying too much, and you think you're going to change when the child comes, it's not true. When you are at 40 years old, for God's sake, and you have a little baby, oh my God. It's so difficult raising children, guys, especially with me, because me and my wife don't have, let me phrase it properly. We don't trust people with our children because of how I'm purposefully indoctrinating my children to think in a certain way. You take your children to your sister, wife, sisters, and all of that. The way in which they raise their children is not the way I will raise my children. I do have wine and whiskey in my cupboard that I have not touched for I don't know how many years. Probably 3 years. Probably 3 years now. I don't motivate, I don't condone adults drinking in front of children. I don't care if it's a house party, family gathering. If there's small children, let those children never see us consuming alcohol. And luckily, from my mother's side, they are ZCC, and they are strict on alcohol, so they don't drink. And those who drink, who maybe family friends and whatever, they go there behind the tree at the corner of the house. They drink there, and they are well behaved there. I think alcohol is the greatest destroyer of destiny. I think alcohol is the biggest destroyer of families. I think alcohol is the biggest destroyer of friendships, relationships, and friendships. I've seen it happen. I don't question it. I don't, I know how powerful alcohol is. Alcohol is more powerful than weed, believe it or not, according to me. According to me, because it's a soft drug. It's a soft drug. Alcohol, you can overdose it and die. You can drink a full bottle of tequila and die. You can drink a full bottle of Jameson undeleted on your liver. It will kill you. So I don't want my children to ever see me and my wife drinking alcohol. The last time we drank, I think it was 2019. We are in a ship cruise going to Mauritius, and that's how our other child was made. Anyway, we almost named our daughter Ulwandle because simenzelwandleni. You see, so you don't know how powerful alcohol is. Alcohol, people started at the early age, 12 years, 14 years, 16 years. I started after school because during school I was a big athlete. I loved running. I was a soccer star and all of that. So I only started alcohol when I got to varsity. So that's where I started seeing the effects of alcohol. Well, the day I stopped drinking was when I got so drunk in Sunnyside. Those who know where Sunnyside is, I was staying in a flat in Arcadia. We worked from House 22 in Sunnyside and went to Arcadia. It's a good 3 kilometers. And I did not remember that walk. When I got there, I vomited like nobody's business. My friends taking pictures and videos of me. Remember, I was in an art school. Directly after school, my mother registered me to UNISA, but I did not want to study economics. I went to go study dance, drama, and arts. I studied the arts in the South African State Theatre. Guys, namasawati. So when I saw that video of me vomiting, and I could not remember how I actually got there, I said no more. You see, it's how, because it's necessary for me. How do I quit drinking? You don't want to quit drinking. Do you have acid reflux? You can inching so much. No, I don't. You don't want to quit drinking. People who stop drinking, like I'm telling you with my event, are actually stopped by an event. Or stop drinking when they had enough, or stop drinking when the doctor tells them. They don't just stop drinking. You don't know the impact of alcohol. If you cannot spend a month without alcohol, you're an alcoholic. You probably need to eat something solid in your stomach. I love you. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you also. I love you so much. Said. Let me see. I don't want to miss any comments about this alcohol thing because it's a big topic. I have been necessary from how do how do I quit alcohol? You don't want to quit alcohol. I'm telling you, once you ask that question, you don't want to quit alcohol. Because I don't know how I stopped drinking alcohol. That's how you quit. You stop. It's a mind game thing. It's like losing weight. It's like refusing to eat some. Even ambulance and training. I only had one child, and they passed on, and now I have none. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Alcohol steals your marriage, your health, and your happiness. And man, I'm so sorry to hear about your child, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not nice. That's not nice. And let's not try to label people who don't have children because of different circumstances as useless or as social misfit and all of that. Let's not do that. That's not what that I was trying to do. I'm speaking in a perfect scenario. You would want to marry young when your body still has time to make children and all of that. You give natural births and all of that. But situations are different in our lives, guys. Some of you are breadwinners. You are left alone at home. You are taking care of your siblings. You don't even you don't even see yourself having children in your 20s, and when you are in your 30s now, you are struggling with getting the right person and all of that. Some of you have got medical conditions and all of that. So I'm not judging anyone. uh, yes, yes, so that's what I'm saying. No, excuse me for the hiccup, guys. First time this ever happens to me. Said that as okay. Yes. So yes. Let me just conclude with the alcohol thing, and then go back to Julius Malema and at Jacob Zuma. You guys took me off course altogether. I don't know did you do that. How how best can we get this Africa Summit function? Okay, yeah. Let me go back to that. So this Africa Summit, when they get in there, it's either they have to have me as the MC or someone who is very progressive, like Patrice Lumumba, Professor Lumumba, or Aneka, Dr. Aneka from Zimbabwe. My goodness, if you don't know Dr. Aneka, let me see if I can get a picture of you guys. Some of you know Dr. Aneka, who Dr. Aneka is. I think Dr. Annika is like why am I not getting her now? Anikana. This is Dr. Annika. If you have never heard this woman speak, Dr. Anikana, you will find in a Zimbabwean lady. If you have never heard that woman speak, you don't know what Pan-Africanism is. You don't know what Pan-Africanism is. She needs to be a president, that woman. And not only that, because she is already being an African ambassador. So I don't think a president is like a downgrade for her. But anyway, in this African summit that we are talking about, presidents should come out with 4 clear goals. In this goal number 1 is to change the educational system. Someone asked me what is wrong with our society. Educational system. Our educational system in South Africa, we call it the basic educational system. Man, I've been drinking water for far too long, my brother. This is like my 3rd bottle. I'm drinking water. It's not helping me. It's not because of the drinking water. It's medication that I took. And please pardon me. Please pardon me. I can't help myself. I've been drinking water for 30 minutes now. It's not helping me. I'm saying to you guys, education. All African countries should come out and say which country has got the best educational system. From there, introduce history in Africa. Who is it that we want to learn about in Africa? If you want to read interesting books, read a book that says, what is it? Africa before 16 what was it? What is it? 1462. Read a book that, okay, just type the book of Africa before colonization. Hold your breath for 30 seconds. I did try that. Africa before yeah, chillers will not judge you, King. Thank you so much. Listen, in that African summit, all African presidents must agree to teach one curriculum throughout the whole schooling system of Africa, from grade R up until varsity level. They must agree on that. And then they must erase everything that has to do with the history that our colonizers wrote for us. And they must bring a new history book that teaches us, number one, about Africa before it was colonized. Because people think that we did not mine. People think we did not understand how to extract medicine from plants. People don't think we were uncivilized. We were not clothed. We were not like these people. They make you think that we as Africans knew nothing about life. We were just barbaric. It's not the truth. And also Google a man called Musa, the greatest Musa. What is his name? The greatest, richest king in Africa. The greatest, richest man in Africa, Musa. He was a Muslim guy. Let me check from which country was he from. Mansa Musa. You guys know Mansa Musa, okay? He is the first guy that was studying the stars, that was studying the earth, because people believed that the earth was flat. He sent about 20 boats with his general and said, go and once you find land, he didn't say land, he said, once you find the end of the world, come back. They went, and then only one ship came back. And when that ship came back, he said, what did you guys see? He said, no, we saw great water that swallowed all of the ships. We managed to escape, my king. Then the history that is recorded said he sent over 2,000 ships, or was it 20,000 ships? He sent 20,000 ships. And this is in the year 1280 and 1334. The king was the richest king ever. He was going everywhere, giving people gold and everything, traveling with that. Mansa Musa. So we need to learn our history, our authentic African history, where the pyramids were built, how they were built. People don't even know in South Africa we've got pyramids. We've got pyramids in South Africa. People don't understand that as in in Mpumalanga, there is the oldest African calendar. Not the oldest African calendar. The oldest calendar of mankind is in Mpumalanga. kwamhlaba kwalanga liyavela. It's in the Kruger National Park in Mpumalanga, where the calendar is there. Astrology, everything was studied here in Africa. In Zimbabwe, you've got the oldest man-known civilization. That is, it's only rocks and whatever that is left now, because we never, our colonizers messed up everything. Yeah, from Malawi to Buku. Yes, Malawi, greet our, not Malawi, Mali. I almost said greet our Prophet Bushiri. That African summit needs to have people people like Joshua Maponga. Yes, Joshua can be there also to do a contribution, because Joshua is truly, I'm not going to say he's a pan-Africanist, but he's truly a pro-African. He understands that Africans must move away from our European ways. Okay, so after drink water, I've been drinking water, my brother. I've been drinking water. I'm not even worried about this thing anymore. In fact, I feel the food coming back. This is this poison that these white people gave me. They gave me two injections and a handful of pills that I'm drinking, making me sick. Jesus. You see, how have you managed to be so well informed about our history, and you inform us about this? We can follow suit. What book can we? I don't like. Okay, let me. I'm not a big book reader. Because the internet has saved us now with these audio books and documentaries and all of that. I watch a lot of documentaries, and I do read books, but not as much as a person would think. I'm a memorizer of visual things that I see. I'm not a good reader. From school, I was never a good reader. When they said it's time for reading, oh my God, I did not know where to run through. I do, of course, have books that are here. I've got a lot of books, a lot of Christian books, I read a lot of books myself. I myself has written a book. I said, Lena, this is my book. Some of you know this. Some of you have bought this book. Someone said that was the younger me when I was young. This was back in 2017 when I wrote this book. I'm busy with a new book called Seed of a Black Man, and probably finish it and release it next year, April. Not next year, April. Next year, March, I'll release the Seed of a Black Man. So in this African summit, we must agree with one educational level, one educational curriculum. That educational curriculum, it must focus on what? Minerals. It must focus on what? Land. How to optimize and use land properly. The fiscus of every country must make sure that it supports the land that is and the minerals, how to extract minerals. Like I said in the beginning, just because you've got coal underneath your ground does not mean you're going to be rich with coal. Did you know that the coal reserves in Africa are more than the oil reserve in Norway? Norway discovered oil in 1965. Oil. They discovered that their country has got oil. Norway. And in no time, Norway became a powerhouse economy in the world. Guess what? Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, Angola, Guinea, Gabon, and which other country am I missing? Have got more oil than Norway, but they are one of the poorest countries compared to the economy of Norway. Norway, you go to school for free, public transport is free, health is free, everything is free. Nobody wants to leave Norway. because of the oil that they discovered. But that oil is not more than the oil that we have here in Africa. Look what Dubai did with oil, people. There's nothing else those people have. They have played around with what we call cloud surfing. They have created a technology that can produce clouds, and now you saw the rain that was in Dubai. They can't stop it now because they were too clever in that desert, making it rain whenever they want to, feathering with God's nature. Now all of their supercars are underneath water. Who's going to insure all of that nonsense? The insurance are going to change. Are going to change the some clauses on their agreement. Anyway, yeah. So I'm a big researcher in terms of watching things like this. There's YouTubers I watch, like you are watching me, and I'm like, oh my God, this person is so knowledgeable. There's nothing they don't know. I hope you don't think that there's nothing that I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. Boy, go drink water. I'm drinking water, man. What should the Indian-based privilege in the G20 summit? Africans, I don't care about the G20 summit. I don't care about the BRICS summit. I want a flipping African summit, for God's sake. When are we as Africans going to respect ourselves enough to know that we as Africans can bring solutions to African problems without the help of Russia? When are we going to? These people are taking minerals from our land and building nuclear power, and then turning around and tell us that we must not use our minerals like that. They are telling us to close our coal stations, but they are using the coal stations in China, in Germany, in Russia. We are shipping raw materials. Oh, there you go. A pinch of salt. What kind of documentary? Just Google anything that you want to learn about. YouTube is a university. That is why 4 years ago, I decided I'm going off the mainstream media. I was sick and tired of this Johan Rupert as ENCA reporting rubbish. No, it was more than that, actually. It was when they were starting this thing of Zuma must fall. So let's say you want to Google about indigenous African medication. You will find a documentary about that on YouTube, and it will be visual. It won't be like you reading. So once you find that documentary, you take a notebook. And you make your notes. You make your notes. You forever making your own notes. You're writing. This is just notebooks where I make notes. After when I listen to something, I make notes. I've got many books like this. I finish maybe a book almost every month, writing notes. Because from a documentary that you might watch, maybe God wanted you to hear two things. That can be 2 sentences or 2 paragraphs or 2 main points from that whole documentary. Now, you can Google anything. The significance of hair for Africans. The most traveled African kings, the most richest African kingdoms, anything like that, Google it. And remember, understand where the research comes from. Do not fully respect and take information that is told by your colonizers. You must then one research must give you you must get 2-3 different type of scholars or different channel that speak the same thing, then maybe that is true. But make your own research as well. Can you get a book, Linna? The book is titled Linna. Yes, you can get a book, guys. You can get a book. The book is only 400 rand, and that 400 rand um, include Korea only if you are in South Africa. So the book Linna has got a few chapters. How many chapters did we have in this book? I believe like 10 chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 16 chapters that we have. The most important chapter in my book, chapter 3, is this chapter. Hope you guys can see that. Can you see what it says? That no CV for my children. Can you guys see that? No CV for my children. That's chapter 3. And that's when I said to myself, if my children type a CV, it will mean that I have failed them as a father. In the book, I'm speaking about building an empire for my children. And people, when they think empire, they think about big things. You don't need big things for empire. To start a water company, purifying water company, still water company, with the certificate, you only need 90,000 rand. To get the 90,000 rand, you can start by selling fat cakes. If you are someone like me who's physical, you can do personal classes and train people. You can I sell perfumes. Do you have my colognes here? You can resell perfumes. I've got my own brand of perfumes. And you have to, I believe in this thing of saying the table must stand on many legs. You can't have just one job and think that that job is going to make you rich. You are Pambana. Never. Pambana straight. You'll never get rich with one job. I don't care if you're the director of that company or whatever it is. You will never be rich working for someone else. I believe that. I strongly believe that. Because people were now angry at DJ Spoo for taking the job at where is he working? YFM, KFM, wherever he went, because you are so busy checking other people's pockets, but you're not checking your pocket. You are busy worried about what DJ Spoo does. You yourself don't want to do anything. Not finding. Why am I not finding the? I wanted to show you guys my perfumes. But anyway, perfumes also a small business that anyone can start. The starter pack is like 1,500 or something like that. Perfume. It's very easy to resell perfumes. And luckily, they are stock that don't rot. So you're not going to have problems when it comes to that. The things that I'm looking for are on this phone here that I'm recording on. I'm just checking if... okay, let me go on Facebook. That would be easier. Guys, I've been having hiccups for more than an hour. I'm just going to stop drinking that medication. I'm going to stop drinking that medication because what type of rubbish is this? I'm not getting better. I'm not getting better. And most of you, by the way, should be on YouTube. YouTube does not pay us a lot, but it makes a difference. It makes a difference. So this is on my Facebook page on things I'm selling. Just imagine buying this nonsense, reselling it on my WhatsApp status and everything. Look at it. Mosquito light. How many of you need a mosquito light? That's me making a video there. Everything that I'm selling. I used to have ring lights and what do they call that in that projector, that phone projector. I used to sell masks during COVID. What on earth am I selling here? Oh, I was selling a table, your small laptop table that you put your laptop or on the bed. You use it actually on the bed. You can see that. That's a nice thing, guys. You can see that. Those are lights that you put on your phone at, at night when you want to record. That's how it looks. You can't tell me that you can't do this, guys. These things are so cheap. These things are so cheap. I used to make a lot of money with these vacuum cleaners, car vacuum cleaners. Everyone who's got a car know that they need a small vacuum just to clean. Because I'm into boxing, I sell also boxing gloves. I get these boxing gloves from Pakistan and I sell them here in South Africa. There's nothing I don't sell, guys. These were flavored masks. This was during COVID, I believe. Here's the vacuum, the car vacuum. Different type of masks. They were very cheap, guys. They were very cheap. I was thinking I was selling them at 10 for something. I bought this at Alibaba. These are your car keys, key covers. I mean, key covers for VW. VW guys. I still have this actually. They never sold out. For different keys. This is your mark. This is your boxing equipment. Guys, this is me at, I think I was at Pep Store sending this stuff to different people. This is the person are receiving it at at Cape Town, I believe. Yeah, in Guguletu, you see there it's written Guguletu Pep Store, Cape Town, Guguletu. That's my book. That's the key covers. This is what I wanted to show you. This is the Hosi perfumes. Those are my perfumes. But anyway, yes. So you have to by all means try to sell something. I don't know what. Okay, yeah, I think I was celebrating 1 year of perfume sales. So sorry for going off topic again. So as a man, you have to have multiple streams of income. We're not playing around when we say multiple streams of income, and that's what we want to teach at Paseta. Paseta is the school that we are opening it with this channel. Tomorrow, I think I'll post the bank account of Paseta because people want to send money to my account, my personal account. No, don't do that. When you send money to my personal account, it's for me. I'm going to eat it, not for the school. I cannot allow myself to take money for people who wants to support the school into my personal account, and it's going to get me in trouble with SARS anyway. So we cannot allow that. So what in that African summit? My hiccup is getting worse, guys. I'm going to finish now. We've been talking for 2 hours. Let me just check the comments quickly. I'm from South Africa, but believe Africa's future lies within Nigeria, and so much Nigerians can think. Nigerians can think, guys. Everywhere in the world, everyone knows that Nigerians are smart people. You can say crooks, you can say whatever, but Nigerians will outthink you. We need those guys in Africa. Not these Nigerians that are selling drugs and raping our sisters, not those ones. Who is better, Julius than Zuma? Politically, Zuma is better than Julius, but if we are looking at the future of South Africa, Julius is the best option. Politically, experience-wise, everything. I mean, the way Jacob Zuma has played the whole of South Africa, we did not see him coming. He's better as a strategist for South Africa right now. I'm not sure if he will do the things that he's talking about, taking the land, taking the minerals, and all of that. But he's a better politician. Julius Malema has got a better team than Jacob Zuma. That's all I'm going to say. For no, King, you are killing me, King. There's places called Inzalo Yelanga. Yes, Inzalo Yelanga. What nonsense am I talking? Bengtini, club uyavelo, something like that. Inzalo Yelanga. Guys, Inzalo Yolanga is our African calendar that says September is our end of the year, the beginning of the year actually. Why are Africans saying September is the end and the beginning of the year? Is because numerically numbers end at 9. You understand? I watched the documentary. I was like, wow, we as South Africans, there's so much things that we don't know. Inzalo Yelanga, it's in Mpumalanga. So it only makes sense that numbers start from 1 to 9. From 10 going upwards, you are mixing numbers. It's no longer a solid number. Now, 1 to 9. Once you say 11, it's no longer you're no longer adding to this. You are how do I explain this so you guys can edit? Anyway, just understand the basic things of saying our calendar has got 9 months, of which is January to September, and it ends there. The Ethiopian calendar has got 15 months. They've cut it now to 13 months, which with a very short month. You need to learn those type of things. How many months did we Africa calculate our years with? It's very important because some of you don't know where these 12 months come from. Hey, we don't know where these 12 months come from. Who told you is the year 2024? Who told you? Why are you believing that this year is the year 2024? Why? Why are you not questioning it? Huh? Why do you not question it? Your king. I reside in KZN. When can I get the book? Let me write my email here. Even though I've got enemies, for some of you who don't know, maybe you are new on the channel, I got 3 people that are suing me on my channel for defamation of character. No, not 3 people, 2 people and 1 company. I'm not going to name them now because my lawyers are busy with that. Are busy with that. I said Lina is a motivational book that is going to change the way you think. When I wrote, I said Linna. It is written in English, by the way. Don't be confused with the Linna. I'm Pedi, so that's what I said. That's why I chose the word Linna. I was in a down place when I wrote that book. Totally down. Did not know what to do with my life. And I asked God, actually, what is it that I am coming here to do in this earth? Am I just coming to exist so that I can die without leaving an impact? And I look at celebrities that came from nothing, including Jacob Zuma. Dropped out of school at grade 2. Just listen to the wisdom of that man. And I said, I went to school, man. In fact, I went to private schools most of my life. I went to 10 different schools because I was naughty. Every school was chasing me away at the end of the year. And I said, listen, I'm going to change the way I think. And, I'm going to change the way I'm going to act from now going forward. And I decided to write a letter to myself that, King, this is the day that you made that decision. But that letter ended up being a book. And I had a boss at that time at that soup kitchen where I was working who wrote a book. Do I have that book here, Mark? It's written, Arrested Without the Right to Remain Silent. He went to prison, and then when he came back, he wrote that book. And I said, if Mark can write a book, I can write a book also. Understand? So let me see. I don't want the comments to get too much. Then I skip some of you. Can you get that book? Yes, I've answered that. I've sent my email on there. I reside in KZN. You're killing me with. Okay. Do you believe in Jesus? It depends on 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 because Jesus, ne? When we speak about Jesus, first of all, let me start by saying, as Pan-Africanists, we don't subscribe to, we don't bring religion to Pan-Africanist discussions because religion divides people. Just imagine you are a Muslim person, you're an African spiritualist, you are a Christian, and you come to a Pan-African discussion, and we are speaking about taking back our land from our colonizers. The first thing you're going to do as a Christian, you're going to resist, because why? You go to a white church. You don't want us to harm, not necessarily harm, but you don't want us to dethrone the white people in your land, the white people in your church. So when you say Jesus, I ask you, which Jesus are you talking about? You as a Christian, as an African Christian, do you understand the original story of Jesus? Do you know who Jesus was? Do you understand that Jesus was a black man? Do you understand that the book that we are currently reading, of 65 books, have got books that are missing? Do you understand all of those things as an African? Do you understand where the stories are taken from? Do you understand why Ethiopia was not colonized? Do you understand why Ethiopia has got the oldest church in the world and has got a Bible that has got 85 books instead of the 86 books that you are reading? Do you understand as a Christian that you know who Enoch is, but you don't know the book of the book of Enoch? You have to do some research as a Christian and not only just go and sit in your church and just believe everything your pastor is saying. Biblical study is very important. Biblical theology as a Christian is very important in the journey of your spirituality. I don't want to now take you too deep, but I'm saying, as a Christian, know why you are a Christian. As a Muslim, know why you are a Muslim. Understand? Don't be shocked when they tell you that Muhammad married a child that was 10 years old, 8 years old, by the way. Muhammad, who wrote the Quran, married a child that was 8 years old. Don't know your history. Know your history. History is important. That's why when I spoke about the educational system, I spoke about a history being reintroduced and properly and honestly taught to our children and the next coming generation and us. After we get out of the African summit, the second thing we must talk about is us as Africans speaking one language. It is difficult for Africans to understand it because I believe there's more than 2,500 or something languages in Africa. Let me just fact check myself there. I think there's more than that actually. Lazy to type. How many languages are spoken in Africa? What is this? What did this stupid thing look for? The most spoken language in Africa is Kiswahili, with 200 million people speaking it. Yoruba with 45 million. Like I said, when you are researching, don't just take what Google tells you and believe it. You have to research more. You have to get what you call um, more more content to what you are researching. Let me check this. Let me check what is going on here. I know Africa has got a lot of languages. I did not say which are the most spoken languages. I did not say top 5. I said how many. You see, so when you are researching, you have to make sure you research the proper who's giving you that information. Just because it's on Google, it does not mean it's true. Number two, we as Africans must build our own African search engine. We cannot depend on Google, YouTube, what's the others, TikTok, and all of that. Why is it that we as Africans don't have a reliable site we can go to and Google this type of things? How many languages spoken in Africa? Yes, over 3,000 languages are spoken in Africa. I knew it was 2 point something, but you guys, the way you are making up languages these days by breaking up one language like Sesotho, Setswana, and Sepedi are actually one thing, but we counted at 3. And that is called a tribe. Understand? I've always educated my people that tribe means 3. My goodness, tribe means 3, and clan means 1. So Zulu people are a clan. You can call them a kingdom also, a Zulu kingdom. That's fine, but you cannot say Zulu are a tribe. Tribe is 3 different clans put together. I hope you get something like that. So after we discuss the education system that we're going to use going forward, we talk about the language. I say Kiswahili. Why are we saying Kiswahili? Because Kiswahili is mostly related to many languages in Africa. The Nguni people can understand it. The Yoruba people can understand it. The Igbo people can understand it. It's easy to speak Kiswahili. Habari, mimi na King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. You see, ninajifunza Kiswahili kidogo kidogo. It's easy to speak Kiswahili. Even for me, who studied it just by passing by, I understand Kiswahili. There's words that I understand in Kiswahili. By the way, Simba is lion in Kiswahili. What can we do to learn more about our continent, just so that we can teach our kids? Buy books, buy documentaries. Watch them with your children. I opened the library card for my child. There's no reading of nonsense. He's 10 years old. He can read history. It's 3 a.m. Good night. I wonder where are you? Wait, it's 3 a.m. Or am I losing time? Okay, it's going to 12 now. I've lost time. What happened to the brood woke go asleep? I don't know. Today I just have too many. Good luck on all the best and all of that. So I wanted to speak about the school also, but I'll go live on Thursday, guys, or maybe tomorrow. Stop being a bag for neck. Tabang Renyo. How much those boxing gloves? The boxing gloves is a set. It's the gloves, the body protector, and the head guard for 1,200 rand. Try to stay focused on the topic. Oh my God. And dwell like that. Yes, I'm trying to stay, but it's an open discussion. So I always make sure that I try to cover the building. Building an empire for your family and children should be the start by understanding what is a generational wealth. It generational wealth and all that starts having the right business minds. Yes, I used to ask myself, what question King? Uh, I used to ask myself that question, King. No answer. I don't know what question you're talking about, my queen. You are dehydrated. Drink water. My goodness, how many you guys? I've been drinking water for 2 hours now, literally. I've been drinking water for 2 hours since we started this chat. It's 2 hours 30 minutes now. I want to finish up. We'll come back and talk more. Yes, and still headache, bro. I went easy and still have a headache. Let me read from this phone. I can't see properly, guys. With these big fat glasses that I have. Um, just bear with me. We're gonna finish now, guys. Just just bear with me. Well, this is your extremely challenging podcast, but I have been educated. More content is will be fruitful to most of us. Thank you for your piece of wide awakening. Kudos to you, King. Kudos. Thank you so much. Please drink some water and stop the hiccups. Finish with drinking water. Yep, you need to have your own channel. Very important. Yes, of course you need to have your own. You need to have your own channel. Oh, sorry about the hiccups. Yeah, they're really trying to stop me, man. For 2 hours hiccups, it's not normal. But I'm going to after this go and search African methods of stopping an hiccup. Start with the African methods first, and then go to your European styles of things of starting stopping a hiccup. There's nothing that you're not going to start to get on what you call on the internet. They're getting painful now. Anyway, so as in the African summit, after we discussed the type of education that we have, we discussed the language that we're going to have. Why is King choosing Kiswahili? Because Kiswahili is an advanced language than most African languages. You can study from grade R up to varsity in Kiswahili, just like English. It has names for everything, technological names, scientific names, and all of that. So you can geographical names and theories and everything. So you can study in Kiswahili, and you can what you call you can add other African terminologies if Kiswahili is missing some of them, of which I don't think they are. Understand? For example, my language is Chitsonga, Natiba Musishangana Shilongo. But in Tsonga, you can't study after school with Tsonga, even though Tsonga people has got a rich heritage that stretches more than 2,000 years ago. But you can't study with it in varsity. Hold, hold your breath. I've been trying to hold my breath for so long. People, you guys want to watch me hold my breath. I want to talk for a moment. Okay. Okay, let's hold my breath for 1 minute. Whew, I can't hold my breath for more than that. Whew. Okay. I did not have a hiccup at the time when I was holding my breath, so let's hope they are gone. If that works, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. Hold your breath for a moment. Okay, I did read it for a moment. Okay, thank you so much. I wish I did, because I did do it, but I did it 30 seconds. I wish I did it a long time ago because this flipping hiccup messed up my whole broadcast today. But anyway, um, what was I saying? Yeah, so after that, we take Kiswahili and make it the official language in Africa. We as Africans must be embarrassed that even today, years after we have reached our freedom, what do they call it? Independence from the colonizers, we are still speaking their language. There's nothing I hate more than speaking fluent in English. There's nothing I hate more than speaking fluent English. That's why I love it when Africans butcher English, like the Nigerians, the Nigerian way of speaking language. I love it when we butcher English and we speak the way we are speak. Unemployed media graduate. My goodness, are you an unemployed medical graduate in South Africa, Dube? It's an embarrassment, man. It's an embarrassment. So anyway, looks like the hiccup is gone, hey? Who helped me with this hiccup thing? I can't believe someone did say it in the beginning. I hold my breath for 10 seconds or 20 and it came back. But anyway, there's a bubble here standing here now. So we as Africans have to choose our educational system, completely change it. Not in one country, not in two countries, not in the SADC, not in the West, not in the whatever. Leave those Arab countries alone. I don't care about Morocco, Libya, and Egypt, even though they are originally black countries that what the Arabs have taken over. But I'm saying to you guys, we need to choose an educational system and a curriculum that we're going to have it as a uniform, and we choose the highest standard, higher than Oxford standard. I wanted to take my child to this Oxford school here, and they said the school fees was what did they say? Um, 5,000 rand. I was like, 5,000 rand, I can afford it. I went there only to find out that it's 5,000 a month. I ran away. So we choose an educational system, and then we choose the language in which we're going to teach that education system. The reason why we're choosing the language is because we Africans are actually divided by language. Our tribes, our traditions actually divides us as African. I like you because you are Tswana, and I hate you because you are Zulu. I hate you because you are Ibu, and I like you because you are Kiswahili. I like you because you're from Kenya, and I hate you because you're from Zimbabwe. You know, all of those things have divided us. But if we all can speak the one language, and I'm not saying get rid of your language you can keep it. But when we get to a school environment and we get into a working environment, we speak one language. You understand what I'm saying? That is the second thing that we need to do. And then after that, we have to talk about the currency. This channel believes in one Africa, one currency. We can use one currency for God's sake. Why is it that we Africans can't use one currency? Why is it the whole Europe uses the euro? Why is it the whole America uses the dollar? Why is it that we Africans are so divided by this Berlin conference? Some of you know that Africa was cut into pieces by the Berlin Conference in 1884, November, up until 1885, February. 3 months they had this conference in Berlin, and they were discussing, America and Europe were discussing how to cut Africa into pieces. Why are we still in those pieces right now? It seems like they conquered the demonic hiccup. So wish I had gone earlier, but your brother from Thank you so much. Thank you so much. They've conquered it. They've conquered it. And I've been having hiccups the whole day, by the way. And not the whole day, since yesterday. But because they don't bother me that much when I'm not talking, I, just drink water and doing that. So it's not the water. Those who killed me with the water, now I have to lose this water. Tomorrow morning I'm going to run. But anyway, I'm saying to you, my people, language has really divided us. Our borders have divided us. Berlin Conference. If you want to know about the history of Africa and how our colonized us, just type Berlin Conference, and it's going to give you a little bit of insight on how the Germans, the French, the US, the Portuguese, the Dutch, and the British managed to cut our Africa into 54 countries. That is going to give you a lot of information. Okay, so once we decide that on the language, we are done. So meaning a child that is born in Kenya in 2025 is going to be taught in Kiswahili. A child born in Senegal, born in 2025, is going to be taught in Kiswahili. Where? At school. Why? So that we as Africans can speak in a united language. It does not mean that you have to change your tribe. Even now we are speaking English. It does not mean that we left our own mother tongue. You understand what I'm saying? So after that, we go to the currency. We need one currency as Africa, because our currency, if you understand how currency was made, in the olden days of Mansa Musa, currency was gold and cattle. You are physically trading with things. I give you 5 spinaches, you give me 3 potatoes. It was physical thing until gold came about, and then they started making gold coins and silver coins. It started here in Africa, ladies and gentlemen. It didn't start anywhere else. All of these people copy us here in Africa. So when they came in, when the Portuguese came and tried to colonize our African continent, they then saw that we've got too much cattle, we've got too much minerals. And they said, no, let's create something that these Africans don't have. They came with paper money. And in that paper money, they told us the value of this single note of paper is equal to that goat. And we as Africans were tricked into believing that rubbish. So we started trading in physical currency, which is your paper currency and your silver currency. The silver currency we already had, by the way. And when time went by, we had so much currency, we wanted to buy some things from them. But they said, no, your currency does not carry value. Then we ask ourselves, how is it that our currency does not carry value? We got this currency from you. They said, no. Remember, with their currency, they were buying gold from us, silver from us, diamonds from us. They said, our currency is backed by the reserves that we have in England, in the British storehouse, in the vaults and all those things. So your currency has to be backed by vaults. You see? So now we as Africans were confused. Now we have the money currency, but it's not worth anything because our currency is not backed by our minerals, because our minerals is not owned by us. So now that Africa is slowly waking up in terms of in terms of what you call, in terms of this thing of the minerals, we are realizing actually we are the ones that have the minerals. Our colonizers don't have the minerals. Even the minerals that they have in storage that they have stolen from us, we still have more minerals reserved under our ground. So Africa, like the Zimbabwean currency, they call it the gold currency, the ZiG. They call it the ZiG, Zimbabwean gold currency. Their currency is stronger than the South African rand, and in fact stronger than all the SADC currencies, because it's backed by the gold that Zimbabwe has. You understand what I'm saying? Decide on the educational system, decide on the language that you want to use, and then decide on the currency that you want to use. The fourth one is very important, ladies and gentlemen. We need to talk about the army of Africa. We've got the weakest army ever. The whole entire Africa. In fact, I feel like if I wanted to fight the South African Defense Force, I could go buy machine guns and what and shoot those people dead. The way bengekho serious ngakhona. Zuma failed us, remember, when he was president and was advised on a question of regarding to cabinet and how to act like he was. Zuma failed us because of the ANC, not because of Zuma himself. Remember, every time Zuma made a cabinet reshuffle, he was threatened. Sorry for going out of topic. I'm just addressing Untogazila so that we can get this notion out, because that's what many people want you to believe, that Zuma failed you. Zuma never failed us. Tutukazi Kele. The question and ambitiousness when he came to Africa. At the same point, you tackle the passive value of money against the vault held in the product. Okay, so yes, Zuma never failed us. Zuma wanted free education. Zuma wanted free healthcare. Zuma wanted everything. The government was stopping him, saying you don't afford. But Zuma did not understand, why is it that you guys say we don't afford? That's why they were threatening him to say, do not move Pravin Gordhan from the Minister of Finance. Remember, guys, Pravin Gordhan is a white monopoly capitalist agent. The same with your president, Cyril Ramaphosa. Why are we saying Cyril Ramaphosa is a white monopoly capitalist agent? Cyril Ramaphosa's father was a police during the apartheid years. You people don't know your history. You people simply don't know your history. Cyril Ramaphosa's father was a policeman in the apartheid days, and there is no way that a black policeman would even get promotion at that time. A black policeman in the apartheid days was not even allowed to carry a gun. You understand what I'm saying? He was given a shambok, a whip to hit black people. So, let me see. And Zuma allowed the people to kill Tanya. Zuma did not give the instruction for that. Cyril killed the people in Tanya. And I don't even want to push it that far and say Cyril killed the people in the. I also give a blame in some way of the people of Marikana. Remember, people have been dying 2 weeks before that event happened, a month, I believe, in the community of Marikana. If those police did not shoot, I think more police people have died. I believe 7 to 10 people, 10 police people died prior to that event. So the police were in a way coming for vengeance also. So let me see. Malema is clear if you do not agree with him, but he is man, I can't see properly there. Let me try to read from here. Malema is clear. If you don't believe, if you don't agree with him, but he is clear, not like those other politicians who avoid questions and whatever. No, Malema is not clear. Mandela, like Malema, if you have been watching my channel, you know he has flip-flopped on the nationalization of minerals in Africa. He has changed his tune when it comes to the land question in Africa. In those two things, Malema has changed his stance. Malema no longer wants land from white people. Malema wants unoccupied land, which is pure rubbish. He is blaming the ANC for turning around on that motion of expropriation without compensation. But then he's also doing the same thing now. And I've told you, African people, especially here in South Africa, oof, I don't have any more water. I'm getting heartburn now. Probably something that I ate. I told you, South Africans, there isn't a single party in South Africa that will give you land. Which is what brings me to the third point that I wanted to speak about, which is the army. Once Africa discuss on the single curriculum that they're going to teach, discuss on agree on the single language that they're going to teach, and then agree on the single currency they're going to use. Africa must have an army because the colonizers are going to try to colonize us again. How do we know that? We know that because of the amount of army bases that the US has got in Africa. We know that because of the amount of army bases that France and Europe has in Africa. They are ready to combat us from our land. And because we've got presidents that are sellouts, those presidents will always work with their colonizers and kill their own kind. You understand what I'm saying? Watch all the greats, Lumumba, watch what's his called, the guy from Zambia, Samora Machel, watch Shaka Zulu, read the stories about Thomas Sankara, all of them assassinated by their own people. So, we are not safe as Africans. We've been turned against each other. So that is the story. So now, ladies and gentlemen, once we have the strong African army that has nuclear power, that has strong machineries, aircraft and sea, and on land, enough men, because remember, what Africa has that other countries does not have is the youth. We are the most youthful continent in the world. Useful. Our average is something like 27 years old to 35 years old. So we've got young people that can fight. China does not have that. Europe does not have that. And America obviously does not have that. So we are more privileged in terms of saying we can start as the strongest army in Africa. Also, in starting that strongest army, we need to get drones. We need to get machines that are human machines that can fight with us so that we can add to our numbers. There is no African country right now that is building drones that can fire from the ground, that can fire missiles from the sky. There is no African country that is still doing that. We are still teaching our army personnel how to shoot an AK-47. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that to say this. Once Africa unites in those four topics that I talked about, the language, the education, the currency, and the army, our colonizers are going to start fighting us, because on the fifth one, which is our minerals, we're going to have to say no mineral comes out of Africa without being transformed first. Because every mineral that leaves Africa is jobs that are leaving Africa. But it is tricky to say that. People don't understand that these people, they are not taking minerals from our land and taking it to their land. They are taking minerals from land they bought from us as Africans. So the mine is private owned. So when something is private owned, whatever I take out of that land is not yours, it's mine. It's my land. I can't buy this house that I have here, and then when I dig in that ground, I found the gold, and I take that gold to America, and you tell me I must not take the raw material out of the land. It's my land. It's Chinese land. It's American land. It's European land. These people have bought our land, my people. So to take back our land is going to be with a fight. And many African people are not ready for that fight. How are we ever going to be armed enough to withstand European to do as they please with less we own them? Listen, it takes time, African people. It takes time. It's not a thing of tomorrow. Right now, what we do, we put in policies and legislator that says everyone that owns a mine in Africa cannot own it beyond 2050. We give them time. And in that time, we know that we are fixing our military strength. It's not a next year thing. That is why even the language thing that I'm not talking about you. You guys don't want to learn Kiswahili. You don't want to learn Kiswahili. You don't want to learn Shona. You're complaining so much about Zimbabweans in South Africa, but you don't even know how to greet in Shona. You don't want to. You see, you don't want to learn anything about other people's language. How do we greet now in Shona? I'm trying to think. Mangwanani. When you greet in Shona, you say Mangwanani. How was your day? Makasimba here. It was fine. Takasimba. Taura, I speak Shona a little bit. You say, Taura Shishona mbichana. You understand? So you need to learn other people's languages. I mean, when I speak to my Shona people, when I speak to my Kiswahili people, I don't know much of those languages, but at least I know how to greet and carry basic conversation. When you're buying some, really, they say, no, it's 30 rand. Chatura. The people, they laugh. They're, wow, they can say, this person can say this item is expensive in my language. It makes them feel happy. It makes them feel happy. Even you black people, when white people speak your language, you get so excited. The same excitement that you have is the same excitement that African brothers get when you speak their language. Learn other people's language, people. You don't have to learn much. Just learn how to greet. Just learn how to say jumbo. Understand? Just learn the basic things. Just learn how to greet. Where do you start? Where do we can start, King? In your opinion, like I'm already saying. That's where I'm saying. How do you? Yes. So the army plan of saying Africa must have a united army that is going to take. Is there a language? Like I said, we starting with Kiswahili. On my channel, if you go on my channel, you look at my playlist, you go on the side, you will see Monday Kiswahili. You can learn Kiswahili with me on that. I think I did 7, if not 8 episodes of that, and I stopped. But where I stopped, I was enough because I'm not a native Kiswahili speaking person, so I might get some terminologies and pronunciations wrong, but what I gave you guys there will be enough for you to learn how to jifunza Kiswahili kidogo. You will learn how to speak Swahili a little. Kidogo means a little by little in Kiswahili. So learn Kiswahili. On my channel, go on the playlist, you will see it. I think it's Monday Kiswahilis. They learn that language. That is the most language that is spoken by, that is the language spoken by most black people in Africa. It is in, I believe, if I'm not lying, 13 different countries. I'm learning Kiswahili as well. Do that, Mr. Kale. Do that. I'm getting half bad. I need to go drink something. Whew. I wonder what is it that I ate. I might be blaming these white people's medication. Can't I ate something? This heartburn is too much. Anyway, so We as Africans, our African leaders need to understand that we are aiming to have the strongest army in Africa, in the world. I mean, work with the Chinese, work with the Russians. What they have it. After you have it, come here, break it down, and rebuild it to be better. We have the brains, African people. We have the brains. Stop stop undermining yourself. Stop undermining yourself, you as Africans. You have the brains. The brightest people in the world are Africans, IQ-wise. The tallest people in the world are Africans. The strongest people in the world are Africans. The longest running distance people in the world are Africans. The short distances, the Jamaican or Usain Bolts, those are Africans. Anything you can think of, we as Africans are doing it better than any other. We are the chosen people of God. So from us, the youth, what did you think about the upcoming elections? We have the minerals as well. Yes, when we talk about minerals, we have the minerals. This thing of Congo, the cobalt mines, ladies and gentlemen, the mineral cobalt is bluish in color. That mineral powers batteries. They have discovered that this mineral, when you change it into battery storage power, your battery charges in a shorter time, but lasts longer. That is why they are fighting. That is why Samsung is there in the war. That is why Apple is there in the war. That is why Tesla is there in the war. That is why China is there, because everyone is moving from fossil fuels to battery life. Our cars are going to change and become battery in the near future. And they can't finish this cobalt in Congo. And I'm telling you, other African countries have not yet discovered this cobalt. It is there in other African countries. Congo is providing 70% of the cobalt in the world. That is why they cannot allow Congo to be independent. They can't allow the black people to own that mineral, because when we own it, we're going to sell it at a proper price. Understand? So that is what we are talking about, my African people. So from us now as the youth, what do you think about the upcoming election? Vote for the youngest people. Vote for the youngest candidates. Why? They are not fearless. Look what Senegal did. Senegal voted for Faye. Faye is 42 years old. The youngest elected president in the African history is Faye from Senegal. Remember, he comes straight from jail with his friend, the prime minister. He made him the prime minister, Ousmane. Remember that. And just take a look how they are going to change Senegal. You understand what I'm saying? Let's vote for young leaders. We as the youth, it is in our responsibility, because we are the majority when it comes to the age group. Vote for the young people. And yes, we've got enough to sustain ourselves. We have every resource in the world. Africa is the only continent that's got all the resources in the world. We can shut down. Look how these people treated us during COVID. They gave us leftovers of vaccines. COVID stopped killing, and I'm saying the COVID word is very dangerous. Actually, my channel can get flagged. COVID stopped killing people when we stopped counting. How is that possible? The day we said we're no longer counting COVID cases, then it stopped killing people. Who's fooling who? Africans. We need you guys, I've been talking now for 3 hours. I cannot believe this. I'm enjoying it though, because we're learning something on the comment section, and we're learning something from this. Have you got enough? We've got enough thing here. I mean our reserves. Or you're asking, yes, we still have reserves. Why do we still have reserves? People don't understand how big Africa is. You are thinking of Africa because of the map that you see. The map that reduced Africa to seem as if Africa is the same size as America, which is not true. Africa is 4 to 5 times bigger than those land masses. It's bigger than you can take Europe, Asia, not Europe, and throw it in Africa. There's still space. You take India, you throw it on Africa. There's still space. You take America, North and South, and throw it in Africa. There's still space. The best political party in South Africa is the EFF. I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm voting EFF anyway, so I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to say other people should vote for EFF because I believe everyone should have a choice on who to vote for. I love Jacob Zuma with all my heart. And I think Jacob Zuma is doing this because he wants to write the last chapter of his life, because most of you have believed what the white media has told you about Jacob Zuma, that he's useless and he had the 9 wasted years. So Jacob Zuma is trying to close the last chapter of his life, and it's the last chapter of his political life, with a bang. I believe that Jacob Zuma, should he get power, there's a lot of things that is going to change in the favor of black people. And remember, black people became more rich when Jacob Zuma was president. You understand? So I love Jacob Zuma, but also this is our time as the youth. This is our time as the youth, and the youth is EFF, unfortunately. So I've never shied away with that. I don't agree with the policy of the state owning the land. I hate that rubbish that the EFF is pushing. But anyway, as a Pan-Africanist, I cannot get everything that I want from a political party. There isn't a political party that can give me everything that I want. When it comes to land and minerals, the EFF is losing me. But when it comes to the other things, I strongly agree with what the EFF is doing. And also, I believe in Dalem Pofu, I believe in Busiswe Mkhwebane, I believe in Tambo, I believe in what's her name? I believe in the Secretary General, the Treasurer General, Mauto. I believe in, my heartburn is killing me. I really fear for Zuma. The ANC plays dirty politics. They're going to take out Zuma. Remember, Zuma, they wanted to kill him in prison, actually. They wanted to kill him in prison. It is the ANC that arrested Jacob Zuma, and then it's the ANC that released Jacob Zuma with the presidential pardon. Why would you arrest a 70-year-old man for contempt of court? Why? And why is it our laws say contempt of court maximum sentence is 12 months, but you gave him 15 months? You know why? Because the laws of the IEC says if you have been sentenced for more than 12 months, then you can't stand as a president. Dirty politics. Dirty politics. They are buying controversies of people cars. They are doing dirty politics. But the days of the ANC are numbered anyway. So they know. But I'm not going to put it past the ANC. I think the ANC can buy this election. The IEC has shown us clearly that they are on the ANC side. They've shown us. They've tried to kill political parties by saying political parties must find 50,000 signatures in 8 days. Who can find 50,000 signatures in 8 days across the country? They say those signatures must not come from one place. They must come from across. If you have worked with numbers and you know how difficult it is to work with numbers, there are some mistakes that is going to happen. And now they have come out to say Mkhonto Wesizwe faked 15,000 signatures with this individual. I just forgot his name. So they are saying, well, that 15,000, it does not disqualify them, but they are trying to take they are not trying to, they are taking Mkhonto Wesizwe to court because of that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying, did you check the other 1 million signatures of the different other political parties? There is no way that anyone can collect 50,000 ID numbers and names and not make a mistake. If I meet you in the street right now and say, give me your name, I'm from the EFF or I'm from Mkhonto West Caesar, can you please give me your name and ID? And you give me your name, you say, my name is Kagiso Hlongwane, my ID is 8953545, is it 55432 Is it my fault that you could not remember your ID? Do you understand what I'm saying? There's so many people that you're going to meet. If you don't see their physical ID, that many people don't know that 13 digits. Why are you against the land issue brought forward by the EFF? Listen, let me explain this land issue. Let everyone listen to me. I'm going to close with this point. I've been speaking for 3 hours, guys. Listen to me. I am against what the EFF is saying when it says that the state must own the land. The EFF is cowarding from the original stance they had that we must take the land back and give it to the people. Let me explain to you why. If my grandfather steals your grandfather's car, and I've always explained it this simple so that other people can hear me. If my grandfather steals your grandfather's, let's call it a bus, steals a bus and takes it to and brings it to our family, and my grandfather makes money with your grandfather's bus, and then my grandfather also steals your land, also kicks out your family out of your land, rapes your grandmother, kills your grandfather's children, but you are alive to witness this. And then my generation benefits from the stolen land and the stolen bus that we have taken from your family because we are in power. Later years, fast forward, my grandfather dies, my father dies, now the bus is with me. I'm third, 5, 4, 6 generation. I've got the land, I've got the bus, and now the buses have multiplied. Now you are now in power, which is the EFF. You say, King, we have found your bus. It is at the police station. It is actually buses now. Go and collect. They tell you to say the buses that my grandfather has stolen, they have found them. So you can now reclaim your buses. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? So now you go to the police station. You find me there. I am the great child that have benefited from the buses that were stolen from your great grandparents. But when you want to take the bus, the state says, no, you can't take the bus because the bus is now state-owned. How does that make sense? Is this your bus or not? Why is it that when white people were in control, they took land from black people and gave it to their own people? Why is it that when we are in control, we must take land from white people, but don't give it to black people, let it be state-owned? And remember, I asked the question. You guys must watch the interview I asked the president of Azapo. I said, if you are saying the state must own the land, what happens to the white people that stays in the farm? He says, no, we're going to leave them there. Julius Malema is saying also that we are not going to take anyone's farm. We are not going to take anyone's mine. Then I'm asking myself, which land are you expropriating? Because the house is on land. The farm is on the land. The mine is on the land. If you are not going to chase these people out of this land, then it means you did not expropriate it. You can own the land for all I care. But if you are not going to chase me from the land, I'm going to continue mining on this land. I'm going to continue farming on this land. I'm going to make money out of this land. The only difference is that I will not have the title deed of this land. The title deed will be there with the state. Julius Malema then says, we are going to protect agricultural land. What does he mean by protect agricultural land? The people who are farming, we are not going to disturb them because they provide what? Food security. If you are white and you are farming, don't worry about your farm. We are not going to take the land back. Then I say, no, you need to take that land back because we as black people can farm. We have been farming before they came here. We have been mining before they came here. How do you think the spears were made? Where do you think the steel was manufactured from? Where do you think the gold and the silver that our kings and queens were wearing, where does it come from? So I don't like the thing of saying you're going to take land from white people. You're not even taking it. You're taking only the ownership. But black people don't get nothing. And then Julius Malema says, or should I play what Julius Malema said, guys? Julius Malema then say, we will go to the white farmer and say to the white farmer, you are staying here in the farm, but there is a piece of land that you are not using. So we want that piece of land that you are not using. I'm going to play you a clip now. Let me just read your comments quickly. Let me just read your comments. I'm going to play you a clip. Why are you so against? Okay. How do you visualize the content of 50%? Okay. I am voting EFF, but would MK do well as well? Yeah, EFF or MK, guys, you are not lost voting for any of those parties. And remember, you've got 3 ballots. If I'm in KZN, I would vote for MK because MK stands a better chance of winning KwaZulu-Natal. But nationally, I would vote for the EFF. Politics, correct. Black people, economics, preach. The equal sharing of land, ki masepa. We want our land back. How can you share them equal? You stole the land from me. Now I want my land back, but I must share it equally to you. Give me a sepa, man. I'm not sharing anything with you. You stole the land. Guys, be careful when you speak about land because I get too fired up. You know what? But we want food now. Chief, I disagree. You are proposing what Mugabe did. This is what you people don't understand. You don't even understand the situation that happened in Zimbabwe. You don't even understand what happened there. There was no coordination. Mugabe told people, go and see the land, take it, kill the people. I'm not saying that. That is not how you expropriate land without compensation. Expropriating land without compensation is a process. It's calling in the white person, bringing them to the government and say, listen, you've got 24,000 hectares as a white person. We are going to relocate you. Number 1. Number 2, if you don't want to relocate, we're going to buy you and your family tickets to go to any destination in the world. Whether you want to go to New Zealand, my goodness. Whether you want to go to New Zealand, Australia, Canada, we as the government will fund you that. Don't kill anyone. Do not kill anyone. Expropriation remember, we are part of an international community. We are not an island as Africa. So you can't kill people. But you go to the parliament and you make laws that favor black people. Favor black people. Black people own less than 10% of the land in South Africa. Remember, you're speaking to someone who works for the state. And I don't work for the state in the Department of Home Affairs. I work for the state in the Department of Agriculture. and land environment. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not thumb-sucking statistics. This is what I do. Why would you say something is stolen from me? You have found it as the state, but when I come to take it, you say, no, it's state-owned. State-owned kanjani. You understand what I'm saying? I'm from Namibia, but I agree with you. I want our land back. Namibia, you guys have got a political party called the Landless People. Landless people. I don't understand how Namibia can have landless people when Namibia is one of the least populated countries in SADC. Namibia's got 2 point something million people, if not 1 point something million people. All of them, you find them in 3 different towns. I work in Namibia, by the way. You people in Namibia must get land. There's enough land in Namibia. If those people have turned a desert into Dubai, why is it that you can't do it in Namibia? Why? And besides, Zim was sanctioned by the US. Yes, people, like I said, Zim, people don't understand the situation of Zim. The people don't understand the situation of Zim. Why people stick together, even though they don't stay in one continent. Why people in the US are still in favor and defending the white people in Africa. So the sanctions made everything worse. Why? Because they wanted to remove Mugabe. They wanted to remove Mugabe. When was this? In 2002, 2003. They wanted to move Mugabe. The sanctions were already there, but they tightened the sanctions. No international business can happen from Mugabe. But what happened is that Africa did not unite with Zimbabwe. That is why Zimbabwe suffered. Because why? Zimbabwe was also got Standard Bank and all of this South African bank that was stopping you. Any transaction that you wanted to do business-wise to Zimbabwe, they stopped it. So you can't say South Africa will be like Zimbabwe. You're losing a peanut mind. South Africa will never be like Zimbabwe. Why not? Because of the BRICS. Unlike Zimbabwe, South Africa has got BRICS. Remember, Russia... You people, Russia has got sanctions against them. Do you hear the Russians suffering? Because of the war against Ukraine, Russia have got sanctions against them. They don't care about those sanctions. Why? They've got South Africa, they've got Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they've got Chad, they've got many other African countries, and they've got India and China. They've got Brazil also. So don't worry about sanctions. Don't fear. Don't allow these people to put fear in your heart. You understand what I'm saying? If the land was stolen from black people, the land needs to be returned to black people, not to the state. Not to the state, to black people. I want to own a piece of land for myself. It's the dignity and pride that I'm going to live after my children. What type of a man am I going to be when all I live is a house, and that house is not on the land that I own? That means the state in 10 years after I die can take that land because it is not my land, it is the state land. Wake up, African people. Wake up, African food security. What the CIC is saying first is keep changing and changing. Julius Malema is changing and changing. I wanted to play you the clip. Because I think I did save it somewhere. I did save it somewhere when I was debating with this other friend of mine. Let me find the clip, and we're gonna close on this thing of land because let me see. Just give me a second. Maybe I'll find that clip here. I think this is the clip. Tell me if you can hear this.
Will nationalize the Reserve Bank, create state-owned banks in different sectors, establish a state-owned asset management firm, raise taxes, prioritize transformation over price considerations, establish state-owned companies, nationalize construction companies, designate key goods and service exclusive.
This guy is interviewing Julius Malema at one of the Cape Town radio stations. Okay, what is it? Cape Talk, 56.7 AM. So he's interviewing. He's reading Julius Malema his manifesto. Okay, let me take it back again. He's reading the manifesto of the EFF.
Raise taxes, prioritize transformation over price considerations, establish state-owned companies, nationalize construction companies, designate key goods and services exclusively for the state. That causes some consternation for particularly people in the established market. Are you afraid of the established market?
Well, they shouldn't be threatened by anything. The ownership of the Reserve Bank by the state is just an affirmation of our sovereignty, because main majority of the reserved banks in the world are owned by the state, and we cannot have our own reserve bank owned by individuals. So that's all we say. And with nationalization, it doesn't mean we're going to take a big construction company and make it a state construction company. No. With nationalization, we mean establishment of a state housing construction company, state road construction company, and there could be a private-owned construction companies, but the state must have its own internal capacity to do its own things. And that's what we say. When we say we're going to nationalize the mines, it doesn't mean we're going to take Anglo-American mine. It doesn't mean we're going to take...
When we say we're going to nationalize the mine, it does not mean we're going to take Anglo-American mine. That's what he said. Meaning he's not going to take the ownership of white people.
Doesn't mean we're going to take Anglo-American mine. Doesn't mean we're going to take Impala Platinum mine. It simply means the state must own a mining company. That will be...
A state must own a mining company. Mines are found in specific geographic areas of every country. And those specific geographic areas have been taken by white people. I'm going to talk after this.
Mine. Doesn't mean we're going to take Impala Platinum mine. It simply means the state must own a mining company. That will be given preference, especially on profitable minerals. The same goes with the banks. We say we establish a state-owned bank. That's what nationalization of the EFF means. Because nationalization simply means state ownership. And we are going to establish our own bank, and then the rest of other banks must compete. This is not a threat to the banks. Look at private schools. The private schools are there, and public schools are there. The establishment of public schools did not lead to the closure of private schools. The establishment of state-owned hospitals never led to the closure of private hospitals. If anything, the private hospitals are thriving more than the state-owned hospitals. So why, when it comes to the banking sector or insurance sector, the financial sector, people say, no, you can't interfere there. But everywhere else, we've got private and public owned.
I want to focus on your record in Parliament. You say Cape Town is your second home business.
Okay, so there you heard, ladies and gentlemen, out of his own mouth, because I don't want to speak for Mr. Malema. And remember, I said I am voting the EFF. But what he says about us not taking the mines, there's a clip actually that he speaks about farming also. Look, where I'm staying as a white person, I'm staying in this house. I'm staying in a white-owned area, by the way, here in Kimberley. If the state comes and say they are owning the land, but they don't kick me out, what actually are they owning? If I'm a farmer farming on 24 hectares, 24,000 hectares. And the state says, Mr. Tlongwane, Mr. Jakub van Steenhuisen, Andre de Ruyter, Oppenheimer, the state now owns the land, but we are not going to disturb you on the operations that you're doing. What is it actually that the state is doing? Do you understand what I'm saying? And then on the other clip I have, he says they're going to ask for unused land. If you own 24 hectares, you have to prove to them that you are using all 24 hectares. That's when I knew. And Malema has got I wonder why he does not understand how farming works. When you are farming cattle, when you're grazing, you have what you call grazing time, and your animals eat from one land to another. Once they eat and finish from this land, they move to another land. Why? Because no animals can graze there anymore. They've finished the grass there. So that grass, when you don't find the animals there, you can't say, excuse me guys, I've got a heartburn. You can't say that you are not using that land, king. I am using that land. It's just my animals have moved to a different land to go and graze there. They're going to come back to this land once we have given this land rest, and the rain has rained and all the thing. The grass has the field has grown again. Then the animals will come here. There is no land that is unused. Did you see that the ANC says helping granny hand wash clothes? Yes, I did a video about that. Talk that I'm talking. Oh my God, yes. They of us stick together, and most of us, okay. Azapo has always been about land. No, I did an interview about Azapo. Here in this channel, I interviewed the president of Azapo, and I asked him one question. If two people come to you, one is white and one is black, and there is a farm that you must give, who are you going to give the farm to? The Azapo president said, we will give we will do equal distribution. Then I said, this guy does not understand what Pan-Africanism means. The laws have to be put in places. Think of that. Are we ever united? Oh, guys, I have to go, guys. I have to go. That water that you guys gave me, the toilet is calling me. Yes, fear as a choice. Let us all rebel on this one. You guys are not ready to say you want to fight for land. I'm telling you. You guys don't want to die. Pan-Africanists we are the lowest number in South Africa. That's why parties like Azapo and the PAC, the Pan-African people of Azania, they're not famous because there's few people that understand and practice Pan-Africanism truly. We don't have the guns. We don't have... You guys, just wait 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I'm coming now. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming now. My studio's got a toilet, so I went quickly to the toilet. Drank too much water. You guys made me drink so much water. You could have just told me to hold my breath. Yes, it's African. Okay, let me read from this phone. So Azapo also could not say. Guys, watch the interview I did with the president of Azapo, Mr. Nelveth Nelvis Tekema. And I asked him, you are saying names must be changed of places, names of streets must be changed. Why are you not changing your name? Your name is Nelvis Tekema. Why don't you change that name? Listen to that interview. I'm not going to tell you what is going on there. Watch that interview and you will see it. You will see what I mean. So the only person I heard who speak about land the way I speak about land is the president of the PAC. He said he does not want expropriation with land with no compensation. He wants repossession of land. I love that word of repossession of land. What was I looking at? Okay. I'm going to change. I'm going to finish off, guys. We've been talking for 3 hours. It's been fun. It's been fun. I always learn a lot from you guys. You guys are not ready for the fight of land. Yes, we are not. Quite correct. But we are going to be ready. We as Africans need to make sure we don't want land that is unused. The land that is unused for a reason. You can't just go to that land that is not unused and want to mine coal. Are you normal in your head? You think you can find coal everywhere? You can't you can't be in Limpopo and try to mine diamonds. Are you okay in your head? There is a reason why diamonds were mined in Cullinan, in Kimberley. There is a reason why and not everywhere in Kimberley, specifically in a specific geographic area in Kimberley. Click the like button, my people. Click the like button. Press the 3 dots on my head. Where is it? Yeah, the 3 dots on my head there and click the like button. Now maybe I can say there is a we are not even a beneficiary. Okay. I feel better now. I feel better. Okay. So in closing, thank you so much. Thank you for clicking the like button. I appreciate it. At least there's some African people that are here. Not the heart people, not the heart. Here on the 3 lines here, you click them, then you click the like button there. Not the 3 hearts. I appreciate the hearts also. I definitely appreciate the heart also. But Malema says he will change the policies that will benefit all South Africa. That's my problem. All South Africa. When are you going to benefit black South Africans? When? Why are we benefiting all South Africans? When the white government had power, what did they do? Did they benefit all South Africans? When the African people were slaved into ships, thrown into the sea, eaten by sharks, went to different destinations around the world, when they got to that land, did white people benefit all the people of America? All the people in China, or not in China, I mean in Germany, Italy, in Belgium? Why is it that you black people, when you have power, then all of a sudden that power must be shared by everyone? Are you okay in your head? All. I don't want that word. As a Pan-Africanist, as a Pan-Africanist, I want to be hated for being pro-black people. It's fine. If there is a land that must be given to someone, and there's a black person and a white person, I'm giving that land to a black person. And on top of giving that land to a black person, I'm giving support to that person. Because the apartheid government did not only give land to the people, it gave them support, it gave them loans, it gave them what we call a starter pack. You don't just come here and tell me that it must be shared to all. How do I share with someone that already has? You can be happy as much as you want when the Rugby Cup, that sell out when he has won the Rugby World Cup. Where you go back home is not the same place where these white people are going. You are going back home to poverty, to crime. You're going back home to you are going back home to unemployment. You can hug and kiss as much as you want in the stadium. That white person will never give you his land. Not even give. He will never share his land with you. So why is it that our government, when it gets land, it must be state-owned? Why can't it be black-owned? Why can't our government be patriotic about giving black people the advantage economically? Why? Why? Now you've got situations where the white banks are doing currency manipulation. You don't even have your own bank. You don't own your reserve bank. Mozambique owns the reserve bank of their land. Now they are doing better. The unemployment rate is very low. How do you know that the reserve bank is not printing money and giving it to AfriForum? How do you know that the reserve bank is not printing money and giving it to the DA? How do you know? Who monitors them? Explain to me. How do you know that the reserve bank that is white owned by families outside our country, white German families, white Italian, white American families owning our reserve bank with the Oppenheimers, with the Nels and all of those people? How do you know that they're not printing money and giving it to the DA, to AfriForum, to Arania, to what do they call that other one in Gauteng? Kleinfontein, to Fatherland in Limpopo? How do you know? Strategy is very important. Truth is, Malema is definitely going to change his politics if he takes power. Right now, he needs to the votes and push. Yeah, I understand. I understand it. I understand it. I understand. I hope that is the case. I understand. I hope Malema, when he comes back and he gets the power, he will say, "Aha! Now you have given me power. Now I'm going to favor my people. To hell with all the white people, and not literally hell, but I'm saying he's just going to favor people. The problem is the leaders of the time should not have. I can't see that far. Should have not negotiated, and what you are saying makes sense because these people did not share anything then. They why doesn't it have a land now as power shifted? Exactly. Apartheid supported white farmers with upfront loans and with no interest, though land bank through the land bank. Yes, but land bank needs security because they were provided with the loan. And remember, our black government inherited loans that the apartheid government had to the World Bank. I think we paid them up until 2003 with Thabo Mbeki. I think Thabo Mbeki was the one who finished the apartheid loans that we have. And if you have ever had a loan in your life before, after taking that loan, after you pay it off, you're gonna take another loan. Understand? Where is the money from the VBS black-owned bank? My brothers and sisters, because of the amount of power that white people have got in our financial sector. Oh, the hiccups are coming back again. Let me hold my breath again. There's a bubble here. Oh my God. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, guys, I'm getting heartburns. Oh, let me go drink some Coke. Even this hiccup is back. Let's talk tomorrow, guys. Allow me, guys. I'm not feeling well. Allow me to. Feels like I'm going to vomit also. Allow me to shut it down for today. We'll talk more, guys. Please, if you're new on the channel, consider to subscribe. Consider to show your boy love on the subscribe. We're trying to reach 30,000 subscribers before. It's definitely something I ate. And make sure that you reach 30,000 subscribers before the elections. So thank you so much. I'm not feeling well, guys. I will share some more knowledge, and we will continue sharing some ideas on the comment section. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, African child, stand up, do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you. Sorry for that, guys. So sorry. We'll catch up next time. Oh my God.